Some things never seem to change, and every day I stay the same. Moonlight swelling through the trees, it never seems to wane. Sometimes I feel like I'm a silhouette, like my imitation leads me towards regret. Sometimes I wish that we had never met. I'm faking every step, stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark, speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark, speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
Disconnected, out of mind, I'm unaffected by the times. Misdirect me on a dime, break me with something slight.
Born in a compromise, raised on white lies.
They say the road to hell is paved with gold.
At 25 I feel content with caution, dodging my halo, dodging my halo, dodging my halo.
You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark, speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark, speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
Uncomfortably numb. We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
I know she said it's alright, but you gon' make it up next time. I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in lying. Maybe she thinks I know something. Maybe she thinks it's fine. Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way.
Too fast or been too slow. Paranoid of people and it's starting to show. One guy that I can't shake. Over my shoulder is a big mistake.
Now it's time for the Eli Garcia Show, brought to you by Stones Broadcast Networks.
And welcome in. If it's Sunday, it must be the Eli Garcia Show. My name is Mark the Phantom Lowe. I'm here with Eli Garcia. It says in that open that you're the manager of the Potters, but this week you've been kind of absent a little bit. You haven't been around all the time. Tell us about the week you've had.
Yeah, so obviously, prior to getting this job, I've been the head coach at Roseville High School, and we've been fortunate enough to be in NorCal's, and that's kind of where I was this week. I kind of told the boys already that this week it might be tough for me to come out, so they understood. But yeah, we had NorCal's this week, and we ended up making it all the way to the championship, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, you kind of undersell it. NorCal's, you have to start off in the quarterfinals. You win that game, you win the semifinal game, and you just get nipped by one run in the championship game. Now, is this the first year that they've had NorCal's in baseball? I know they had them in other sports, but baseball seems to be a little bit behind.
I want to say it's about the third or fourth year,
Okay.
so it's fairly new. And it's for sure the first time Roseville has ever even been in NorCal, so that was also pretty awesome as well.
Well represented. Lincoln High was represented as well, and I think a division below you guys. They were in the same division as you guys. Yeah, you were on a collision course. So congratulations on that. What a fantastic season for the Tigers, going all the way to the NorCal final game, winning your league, winning all this, winning the section. Congratulations to you. We talked about it earlier. A second-year head coach doesn't get this stuff done, and you. A lot of success. How you not? Don't let that go to your head, though, right?
Definitely. But like I'm gonna say always, it's just a testament to the boys and the work they put in, and just their willingness to just be coachable. And that's the biggest part, and that's the best attribute to have as a player. So they work their butt off, and we're able to do fun things, and it's not the outcome we wanted, right? But to just kind of sit back and just look at the season we had, right? It was definitely a very, very good season, historic season, and definitely looking forward to next year already, so.
Well, in preparation for what I'm going to ask you in a second, give a little flowers to your assistant coaches as well. It's up to the boys, but also you got a great assistant coaching staff as well over at Roseville.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I mean, obviously we could start off with my brother. He's definitely my right-hand man. I definitely lean on him in every tough situation. We talk, every single day until about midnight about just certain situations and what we want to do. And then Cody Lindsay, he was the first guy that first year actually with us this year, and he did a great job helping with the pitching staff, and that was definitely one of our strengths. And then Brad Rose, right? He's kind of like the OG of the staff because we're all pretty young. And he's been a Roseville guy. I want to say it's about his 10th year there. So my assistants are great, and then obviously Ryan Blythe as well. This is his second year at Roseville, but his first year on varsity. So couldn't have done anything without them. They were a big part to the season and just, kind of what we accomplished this year.
Well, congratulations again to all you guys. And let's go out here. In your absence, we've seen some of your other coaches moving around. We see Nate go out to the mound a lot. Your pitching coach, Nate Kajowski. We see him go out to the mound a lot. In your absence, sometimes you go out when you're here. Sometimes he goes out. Is there any rhyme or reason when you're both here, that is, which one of you goes out as far as what your purpose is?
Yeah, sometimes it's just, being able to have those different talks with different players. Obviously I feel like I have a good connection with some of the players, and then he also feels the same way with the other players that he's known. And I actually believe he played with Alkire here. They were on the same team. So that's kind of a funny thing, and now he's coaching them. But yeah, definitely just, more so it's just about the feel and, who kind of knows what to say to certain players. But, obviously trust Nate. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Well, lastly, I always ask you a tough one, so I ask you another tough one. We've had a couple of guys who've really come out, really all guns blazing. Tristan Russell, Brian Williams Jr. has had a fantastic week, but there's other guys who take a little longer getting started. What is your message to a guy who comes out here? Maybe it's their first time. A message to a guy who's, at the plate, they're kind of slow. They're, 200 or whatever it is, and just getting started. What's your message to that guy?
I would just say it's you're just playing baseball, right? The game hasn't changed, the rules haven't changed, right? Just go back to, playing baseball when you're 8, 10 years old, just having fun, right? At the end of the day, it's a game, and, it can be frustrating, especially when you're not getting the results you want, right? But it's about the process and how you go about your business on the day-to-day routine, right? It's getting extra work in, right? Even when you're not playing, like, watch the pitcher, get your timing done, stuff like that.
Well, let's cap it off with an overall impression, 9-1. Obviously, that's a good record. I mean, we kind of expect to have a good record in the preseason. What are your feelings about the team as we go into the, second third of the season?
Yeah, definitely good. I definitely think the vibes are starting to get there too. They're getting a lot more comfortable with one another, so that's always the biggest part, especially because it's a long season. And if you don't like each other, right, it's hard to do good things, right? If you don't like your coworkers, right?
Don't tell me about that.
that's for another day.
Yeah,
right?
that's another show, my friend.
Okay, but yeah, no, definitely they're getting along well, and obviously we got conference play starting in about 2 weeks, so definitely excited, but looking to cap out preseason strong and just get our work in. And at the end of the day, it's baseball, right? No matter who we play, it's a nameless, faceless opponent. That's something I learned as a player. So just play the game in front of you and just have a plan of getting better every single day you're out here.
All right, Manager Eli Garcia, thanks for your time. The Eli Garcia Show. We'll do it again next Sunday. Another edition of the Eli Garcia Show. We're back with more pregame right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
When you've been around as long as Phantom has, you just become a people person. So you want to interview everybody. Now it's time for Phantom Interviews Everybody.
Welcome back to the Potters pregame.
You love it.
The Eli Garcia Show is fantastic. Phantom Interviews and everybody. That's kind of overselling it. Phantom Interviews Stones McCoy.
Yeah.
Because like Eli's been gone a while, you haven't been around for a while. And Sunday in the Park with Stones is a national treasure. You go out, you talk to people, because you're a people person.
I am a people person.
And you talk to the people out there. First of all, how are you doing? How's everything going?
Great, man. Yeah, I just got rid of one of my kids, so things are good.
In the sense of sending her back to college?
Yeah, back to college.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so you're ready to come out and
come
out to the park. That's what people come up to me all the time. They say, hey, you're great and everything, whatever. We're Stones.
I know,
and
sorry.
I always have to explain to it, and you always have some sort of intricate explanation for where you are, and you never tell anybody the truth. It's like you're in the CIA or something. So this week on Sunday in the Park with Stones, what might we expect to see?
Well, we might expect to see a little bit of the beer flowing here at the park.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
I wanted to make it a point to highlight one of the staples here at the park. I don't want to give too much away, but you're going to love who I talk to. You're going to love the significant other we see there.
Oh, I like it all.
And you're going to get specific instructions from me on what to do when you first enter the park.
Oh, that's a great idea. May I suggest in the future, now I don't know what you have planned because, as I say, you're a people person, and people are asking to interview you. They don't care about their own business. But, you know, we have Bill. You've already talked to Bill.
Yeah.
But that food court down there is kind of hopping.
It's
and I know we have Sports de Mexico, which is a new people come out. Willie raves about him. I know your son, Riley the engineer, has had their burrito bowl.
Yes.
So I would say maybe in the future make a stop over there, and then when you do, bring something back for me.
Well, if I can work out my normal Stones routine where I can go over and work the vendor a little bit,
I
then
know that.
I might just do that. Yeah, I might just do that. Yeah.
So,
I could use a burrito bowl today.
Fine. Yes, I could definitely do a burrito bowl today. Speaking of today, we have a special guest today, and I know that you're always here for the special guest, and this is a guy who is especially you're close to because he's been back. This is his third year now,
time,
and you always make a point to be here when he's here. Tom
Absolutely,
Bailey.
Moon Maley, as we like to call him around here.
That, yes.
I love Tom. I'm really glad that he's able to make his way back to the booth, and I believe he's kind of. He's retired now.
We're going to speak about that in some length.
He's going to be able to. I think we can actually tell him now that he can attend at least 10 games this year.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Okay, because now he doesn't have that extra time.
Well, now he's some sort of fishing guide or something.
Well, yeah.
And I'll just give you a little hint. He texted me a little while ago. He says, "Is it okay if I bring my dog?" And I said, "Well, who are you? You're retired. What am I going to tell the boss? A retired guy who fishes wants to bring a dog in? You're not famous anymore."
No.
So sometimes it goes that quickly, as we all know. Sometimes it goes that quickly. Stones, great to see you again. I'm glad you're back. Hopefully you'll be here much more often in the future. And we know we'll do next week, Sunday in the Park with Stones next week.
100%.
We are back with baseball right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
No longer sees it with her sleeping eyes, and I know that when she said she's gonna try, well, it might not work because of other ties, and I know she usually has some other ties, and I wouldn't wanna break them, I wouldn't wanna break them. Maybe she'll help me to untie this, but until then, well, I'm gonna have to lie to you. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way, 'cause no one likes to be let down. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. That you try, baby, the further you'll fall. Even with all the money in the whole wide world, please don't pass me.
Coming to you live from historic McBean Stadium in the heart of Lincoln, California. It's time for Potters Baseball. Potters Baseball brought to you by Stones Broadcast Networks. And now let's send it up to the booth, to the legend, Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I have to be a little bit quiet because the honor guard is still going off the field here at McBean Stadium as we're getting ready to start the third game of the series between the Potters and the AE Express. We need the dignified bearing. There we go. All right. And we had Hazel sing the national anthem. She was absolutely tremendous. We've had 3 tremendous national anthems in a row, and I always like it. I have a new engineer today. Riley, the engineer, is off on assignment. Stones McCoy is taking over as the engineer today. And Stones, I want you to mic yourself up. I want to ask you a question. I always love when the person singing the national anthem is wearing Chuck Taylors.
Oh,
that
Chuck
always
Taylors,
works
yeah.
for me. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because it's a casual look.
Mhm.
But did you hear? Now I know you've been out and about, as we learned in the pregame. Did you hear yesterday's national anthem?
You know what? I wasn't here
with
to
the
hear
couple.
it. No.
How about the one the night before with the 4-year or 5-year-old girl when she was belting out of tune?
Actually, I was here for that one.
That was
good.
awesome.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that was really good.
It's been a great week of national anthems.
No, it's beautiful out here.
You know, it's something. It is kind of beautiful out here. It's a great day for baseball. Fans still coming in. We've got, I think the water slides are out front. Did
Water
you see
slides
them
are
in
out
action?
front.
Yeah.
I actually walked up and looked down the top of it.
Yeah.
I think you could do it.
Oh,
I really
no.
do. I think you could do it.
Well, I say oh no because
Let me put
we
these down. I gotta do something.
Wow, it's like I'm meeting the oldest man in the world. It's the great Tom Maley has arrived with his entourage, Mrs. Tom. Hi, Vicki. How are you? And we are getting ready. Good timing, Mr. Maley. Sit down. And if you could look more confused, I would be surprised. Jerry Reynolds thinks you look old, okay? I'm just saying that. I love this hat. This is fantastic. You got your Potters shirt on. You can take off your hat. That looks great. Everything is fantastic. Turn it on. Welcome, sir.
Hi.
Yeah. We've been kind of building it up, your appearance, but not too much because we know how you are. But you just answered all of our prayers right there. You just answered all of our questions. We know what we're getting now. Yeah,
Yes.
We're getting.
I'm right now. I'm peaking.
Yes, you are. We have the Potters out there. They're out in the field in the A Express over there. That's who we're playing
Which
today.
one are the Potters?
The Potters are the ones out in the field right now.
Okay.
The Lincoln
All right.
Potters. And this is your third time, so you can't pretend to play dumb like that.
Yeah.
Because I know you know the game now. You were the guy who invented the moonlight affects fly balls theory,
Yes.
which we still call you Moon Maley for.
That's my favorite nickname.
Welcome
And I
in,
have
my
a lot.
friend. Welcome in. It's great to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you. It's a beautiful day at the ballpark.
It is, but I just want to first pitch to Jelani Mason is grounded down the third base line. Stones, do we have a batting lineup for the A Express, or did Tom erase it? There it is. Mason, Clemens, and Summer, Schaefer, Durham-Millar, Mason, Cox, Brady Boyd, DeMars, and Nordyke for the AE Express. Headquartered out of Petaluma, their pitcher today is Jeffrey Page, and our pitcher is Eric Vassar from William Jessup University. 1-0 on the season, 9 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts and 3 walks, and yet to give up his first earned run, and it's 0-2 on Jelani Mason, and Tom Maley is here with us. And Tom,
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question already?
Yeah,
that's good because
I have a
we only had
question
2
for you
pitches.
after this play here.
Yeah. Outside, ball 1.
All right. I texted you and asked if we could bring our dog.
Yes.
And she's in the press box.
Yes, that's fine.
She's not allowed in the stadium, though. There's no pets allowed.
Okay, that's not what Voldemort told me. That's okay. That's fine. Well, see, here's the thing about that. I'm glad you brought that up. You texted me that, and I went and talked to somebody important, and they said, well, who wants to bring their dog? And I said, well, he's a fishing guide guy. You have no cachet anymore.
I know. I don't.
So I don't.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I just said he's an old retired guy who goes fishing all the time. What can I tell him? He used to be somebody. Ground ball up the middle, second baseman. That's Trent Russell over to first base for the out. So 1 down here in the first inning. It brings up Kalen Clemens. Yeah, I didn't really have any cachet. I had no leverage on him.
Okay.
I said, well, it's Tom Maley, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, ex-broadcaster.
Right.
He's a former.
Yeah.
Yep. So
retired.
the clout you did not bring with you.
Right.
You brought dogs and the wife, but you didn't bring the clout.
Right. But I did bring the dog.
Yes.
And she's getting her sniff on
Who
here.
do we have here?
Her name is Nellie, and she's a little like Toto dog, like a Cairn Terrier.
Okay, and Nellie is very cute, and she's going over to talk to Spencer for hire. And I want you to notice right away, this is very important in your stay here. This is our intern ranking list.
Okay.
So that's important because everything they do, if you have input on them, that may affect their ranking because it's very whimsical.
Okay.
The things that make do for the rankings.
Where's the Morton kid?
He's over here. He's on
non-intern
He's an intern coordinator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's an IC, and we may put up a list of all-time interns, and he may qualify for that.
Gotcha.
That's a little early, and I want him to put his best effort forward. I don't want him to kind of rest on his laurels for the rest of the summer.
No, you want to keep him hungry.
Yeah. Sharp grounder out to shortstop.
Uh-oh.
That's Winters. Drops it, picks it up, goes to first, not in time, so that'll be an error on shortstop Kenneth Winters. And Clemens reaches base with one out here in the top of the first. JT Summers coming to the plate. And defensively, let's look at Tyler Russell in left, Brian Williams Jr. in center. Trip Garrish is back in the lineup in right field. Ronaldo at third, Kenny Winters at short, Tristan Russell at second. We already saw Ty McGraw over at first. Aiden Chang behind the plate from Mount Marty University. And Eric Vassar is on the mound. We got a lot of good cities, Tom. We got a lot of good universities to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on with this team, and they're 9-1, so everything is looking good right now, except for that last play that they made an error.
Right.
Yeah. So thanks for that analysis. That was really good. JT Summers, 0 for 6 in the series so far. He comes to us from Santa Rosa Junior College, as do many of his teammates. So no fishing today, or did you make?
No fishing today.
No fishing. Now,
No,
is this
I
a
slept
business that you've got going now?
Yes.
Is it the Tom Haley is a Fisherman Incorporated, or?
It's you guessed the name. That's very good. Nailed it.
I'm really good at
nice
that.
job.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
No, it's called Get the Net Guide Service, and it's something I've been doing on the side for last 5 years. And I decided that you better call this.
No, that's all right. You keep talking. We'll figure it out. There's pictures. Stones is showing people pictures. And the dirt gets away. Throw to second a little bit too late, and Clemens will go over to second base. So tell us more about Get the Net.
Get the Net.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's, so I was doing it part-time while I was still working at KNCI, and I decided that I wanted to do it full-time while I still had a little fuel left in the tank.
Little juice left in the tank?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially after, not take it too serious, but after seeing what my partner Pat went through for 3.5 months with his stem cell transplant, you just realize that not every day is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So just decided I'm gonna do it. So it's kind of ironic that his situation is what.
I'm sure that's the way he sees it too. Glad I could help you out with your career, Tom. Thanks for leaving me. Why don't you go fishing?
I already feel bad enough. Shut up.
I'm just saying, you're the one who said it. I'm just responding as any listener would do. I mean, I know you don't have an audience anymore, but except for the missus and whatever the dog name is, Nelly or whatever it is.
I'm glad you're better. See ya.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way, but so it's kind of his
how
fault.
it went to
our
thousands of listeners and viewers. Outside for a ball, and Summers will get on to first base. But tell me, you told me that you were retiring before you actually, I think, told most people because I bugged you, and I kept to counsel. So how did it go over when you went in one day and said, something, tomorrow I'm retiring?
Well, it wasn't tomorrow. It was like 3 months ahead of time that I
told
you
did?
them.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were
all your coworkers too, or just the bigwigs?
No, just the people that needed to know.
I like that.
And outside.
Thank
That's
you.
A ball.
Very good. Lucas Schaefer is your hitter out of Oklahoma Baptist University. And that was really good. I thought John Miller was all of a sudden in there next to me. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound. Eli Garcia will go out and talk to Eric Vassar, who's having trouble settling down. He had the ground out and then the air and then the walk. And there's us, Tom, right there. You're looking. And see, next to me, you look young.
Yeah, I do.
Stumbling in here, you didn't look young. But now you do look young.
Well, if I put on the bucket
hat. Don't do that to people. Don't do that to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. How's that? Is that a good look?
It looks like beer sales have been open for quite some time.
Speaking of,
yes, we can do that. That's right.
I got two empty hands.
Hey,
here.
which one do you want to send for? This is the guy who does the beer. Usually the beer.
Well,
runs.
look. Sydney's last, so let's see if we can.
Well, Sydney's working Point Street. That's Sydney right there.
Oh, hi, Sydney. Oh, okay.
Sydney, this is Tom.
How are you? Good. How are you? You like my bucket hat? I do. I'm a Giants fan. Cool. I don't know
See,
what she
she's
said.
trying to move up in the rankings. She
Oh,
knows
yeah.
what to do.
Oh, I got you. All right. Yeah, we're back to the game now.
God, you're good. It's like you never left. It really is. Lucas Schaefer at the plate. Runners at first and second, one out here, and the fastball from Vassar at 91 is outside. Lucas
Has my partner Pat called the game yet with you?
No, he's coming out on the 20th.
Everybody
And
is looking forward to that.
I will be sure and tell him how you minimized his plight while exaggerating your own problems.
Again.
He's used to that. He's worked with you for many years.
Yeah, 32 and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure that last half he was thrilled to have you back.
Shut up.
Gee, Pat, nice to see you. I got to go fishing. So I got to get. Well, no, we'll do it later.
Okay.
I got to find out more about this fishing thing. But right now we have to get Eric Vassar out of this situation that he's found himself in. Hit sharply out to shortstop. They're going to go to second for one, and to first will be too late. But the fielder's choice gets the second out of the inning. Clemens moves up to third base. Summers is erased, and Schaefer at first with the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Kays Dramalar, the shortstop.
Do you still call yourself Phantom?
No, I don't. Why would I change? What?
Well, what do you go by now?
Phantom. That's
You
my
are
name.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Okay. You
still
haven't-
call yourself
have
Tom?
Have you? Well, but I know what your real name is, and I think might be time for people to know.
Well, I'd say Mark the Phantom Low. That's what I say.
Oh.
If you would have heard the open, you were bringing
okay,
your
Mark
dog
the
in
Phantom Low.
against
I haven't
everybody's
heard the
objection.
open. I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, I didn't want to tell you this. The dog's actually eating part of the cord down there. I didn't want to tell you this. Other dogs are allowed in the park. It's just yours that's not. Vassar delivers outside. Dramalar with 2 hits in game 1, 2 doubles. He is 2 for 7 in the series.
I wasn't going to unveil your actual name. I was just wondering.
Well,
if-
you're blowing me up over here, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it on the down low, and you're blowing me up over here. That is ball. I got people yelling my real name now. Did you hear that? The crowd is going nuts. We want Mark. We want Mark. Maybe it's better when they put you out in the middle of a body of water in a boat by yourself. Maybe that's a good thing.
I think it helps society.
Yeah. I think it really does,
Yeah.
except for the one person unlucky enough to have, I guess, hired you or something. Where does your clientele come from? The unhoused?
The internet.
Oh, jeez. That's a safe place to go looking for people to spend time on a boat with. I saw the White Lotus. I know that can happen. Come on.
No, it's
There goes the runner on first. The pitch is low. The throw is going to be too late.
it's a legitimate business.
I know it's a legitimate
You would know
business,
that
Tom.
if you ever came out, if you ever actually followed through on, hey, I want to go out with you sometime.
We were going to do a broadcast from the boat. Stones was going to engineer, but then he all of a sudden he got busy. I was ready to go, as you know.
Yeah.
I was ready to go, as you know. 'Cause
I
that's
figured
what-
it was.
I just want to go out with you for 5 hours when there's just fish out there. That's what I want to do.
I fish, dude.
I know you do, Stones. Hey,
Don't put that on me.
you're the engineer, okay? Can you be quiet?
I own this thing.
We don't have 3 mics, remember?
I'll put one.
I'm sorry you had to see that squabble, Tom. I'm sure you never were part of that.
Oh, I missed this.
Breaking ball in there for a strike. So retirement so far is treating you pretty well?
Ask me
The
in
part
another
where you're
3
not.
months.
No, I don't have you another 3 months. I can't do that. I have to ask you now.
wait,
Is that the way you conducted
don't
your
have 3
interviews?
months?
Is that the way you conducted your interviews? Oh, ask me in 3 months.
So far, so good. Yes, I love the new fishing thing, and it's kind of like I'll do 3 or 4 days on, and then I take a couple days off.
I like
And
that.
it's kind of like on my schedule. So
You take Nellie with you?
sometimes, yeah. She as long as I have enough treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with you. And that's why, I don't know, where
Yeah,
are
so
your
speaking
treats?
of, where
Yeah,
are
I
my
know.
treats?
I'm glad you're demanding them. That's great. 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. So Vassar gets out of trouble despite Tom's story about going fishing. We were going to go to the bottom of the first, but Stone says I have to stay here between innings. So that is what I'm going to do. Really, it's great to see you. And I see you're wearing the Potter's Hawaiian
last
shirt
year
that we
that you
gave
guys
you.
gave me.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
know.
love this shirt.
I'm glad you're
I wear
representing
it frequently.
And I am really happy because I thought maybe I would not be able to get you out here because you're always got that. Well, Sunday's a big fishing day.
Yeah.
And you've always got that. But you're here. You're here
But
on
in the
time,
past,
and I
it was
love
always on the weekend, so I couldn't do it.
That's
but now
true.
I can fish during the week.
Now you've got
Yes.
you've got more time,
Yeah.
and so that's working out for you.
And if anybody wants, fishing and this kind of snappy repartee, gtnetfishing.com.
Okay. So GT
net
fishing. Golly.com.
.com.
You couldn't get anything smaller. I mean, that's.
And hey, come on.
Now, all right, since you're independently wealthy from all your years as a broadcaster, are your
Right.
rates better? Are you undercutting all the other fishing guides?
Trying to.
Or is there a good fraternity between the fishing people?
There's actually a pretty good fraternity.
nice. I
Guys
like
actually
that.
sort of get along a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit?
There's some competition, but overall it's pretty good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm looking for because I had some things I wanted to ask you about. Well, fishing, obviously.
Okay.
So what? Okay, so you're working fishing a couple days.
What kind of
what
fish
are
do you
doing?
think I fish for?
I think you fish for blue marlin.
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
Swordfish?
No.
Trout.
Again, trout, yes. Rainbow trout, that's one. Yes. What else?
I would say fish that like the
Swim?
Yeah, those kind. the fish that are ambulatory in water. Yeah. I got trout. That was pretty good.
Trout is pretty good. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
What kind of trout?
So rainbow.
Good. I
Yeah.
said that already, though.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't want to be canceled.
Yeah.
If you go for trout that aren't rainbow, they're going to cancel you.
That's right.
Yeah. You're open to all kinds of fish.
There are so many species of trout.
And we welcome them all.
And we
They're
do.
we're all inclusive on
It's
the trout.
a big tent. We've got a big canopy.
How does the
Oh, look at this.
You said two.
those
Treats.
are both yours, by the way.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you said
Stones.
you had two for
Now,
dinner.
Stones, who helped you with that? Anybody, or did you have to do it
All right.
yourself?
Take two.
So
Take two.
I thought we put Spencer on that.
Well, you could say so, but I didn't.
Well, I just want to know who to ding.
All right.
Why don't you? You're back from that. Why don't you put the Potters batting order up there in the bottom of the first? Ty McGraw's going to lead us off. Then Brian Williams and Jason Hansen, the first three. Tristan Russell has been on fire with 21 RBI. Tyler Russell batting in the 8th spot. Kenny Winters back in the lineup hitting 9th. Jeffrey Page is our pitcher for San Rosa Junior College is where he pitches. But
Is
he
this Ty McGraw pitching?
This is Ty McGraw
Or,
batting,
at bat?
not Tug McGraw. Ty
McGraw. Is
Ty
he
McGraw.
any relation? Because
No,
the
he is
McGraws
not.
do have some
Yes.
connections to Northern
Do
California.
you know? Well, he doesn't.
Okay.
Gardendale, Alabama.
Well, that's about as far away as you
Yes.
can get, except for Florida or some other states.
Well, thank you, Mr. Geography. I'll be sure and put that in my resume. That was great. I was looking up. Oh, do you know who else is from Gardendale? The drummer for the Zach Brown Band, Chris Fryer.
That's good
I looked
stuff.
it up. I looked it up.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
Yep.
You familiar with the Zach Brown Band?
Yes.
Were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're popular.
Was he too electric country for you or something, or was that? Did you guys play that?
No,
or did you have to play Conway Twitty all the time?
He
or?
did swerve into electronica for a while, believe it or not, like EDM music. He went a little sideways. I'm
So
not
he
making
went.
that up.
He went club.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes. Look up the song "Beautiful Drug."
I can't right now. I'm busy. McGraw, 438 on the season, and his mom Tracy was out here for the first weekend, all the way from Alabama, and she's watching us right now.
The drummer?
No, his mom.
Oh, Ty's mom.
Not,
Oh, okay.
Not Chris Fryer's mom.
Okay.
Although we would welcome her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, we're all.
If Mrs. Fryer wants to come out and she's able, maybe she's watching the game with Ty's mom back in Gardendale.
Could be.
There's only like 16, 17,000 people, from my
They
information.
probably know
in Gardendale.
everybody.
Yeah, they probably
everybody
do.
knows everybody.
Line drive, third
Oh!
baseman snags it, and that is the first out. I don't know who's playing third base because I didn't write it down, so I will say it's Brady Boyd, and that will be the right answer. So one out here in the bottom of the first. Jones, do you have the lineup? Because I don't. Drummond at shortstop, Nordyke at second, Schaefer over at first. DeMars, Mason, and Clemens in the outfield. Mason Cox behind the plate for Jeffrey Page, and here's Brian Williams Jr., who has been a revelation. Which one of those is
I'll
right?
go with relevation. I want to see where you take
It's
that.
revealing. Well, he's been. It's exciting what he's done. My point is, look out! It's behind you. He's up at 4.
Just a bit outside.
Well, that would be inside technically. And oh man.
Oh.
Maley and Stones
Well-
came up with the same bit, and now they are blood brothers, and they're joining a fraternity together.
Again, close enough.
And they're going out in a fishing boat. Anyway, he's hitting 444, and he covers a lot of ground in center field. and he lines it out to shortstop. So line drives to people is not working. Can we not do that anymore?
Probably shouldn't do that. Probably should get away from that.
Who else? And Jason Hansen will be the batter. So, yeah, he's a great season. He already has 13 stolen bases, 17 runs scored.
Nice.
And he had a streak of 7 hits in a row, broken last night, his last at-bat. So he's been fantastic for the Potters out of Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Did you just pull that?
No,
top
that's
of
where
your
he's
head?
from. And if you look at a map of Oklahoma, it looks directly in the middle of Oklahoma. That's where his city is. Ground ball down to first base, handled. And step on the bag. That's Lucas Schaefer making the out. So 3 up and 3 down for the Potters. We go to the top of the second. I got to take a break because Maley's here. Potters nothing, Express nothing.
If you're in need of a seasoned DUI attorney, contact the law office of Samuel D. Burns Incorporated. We are familiar with the laws surrounding your case, and we will work diligently to minimize the negative impact following a DUI charge. With a proven track record, Sam Burns works on your behalf to provide a positive outcome. He's been able to save his clients' driver's licenses and negotiate more favorable terms. Visit our website.
So many local businesses trust Wizix Technology Group when it comes to their office technology. Wizix is a full-service, locally owned company with exceptional service, supplies, and support, which guarantees quick delivery and response times. Copiers, printers, scanners, business phone systems, EV charging, document management, and more. Join the ever-growing list of local businesses and win with Wizix, the largest independent provider in the Valley. Wizix, office technology made easy.
Lincoln provides all the charm of a small town, yet still provides access to excellent local medical care. At Lincoln Urgent Care, you can find expert services and a compassionate staff available 7 days a week. Our friendly front desk staff will welcome you when you come into our brand new facility. Your wait time will be minimal at our walk-in clinic, unlike the emergency room. From broken bones and lacerations to allergies, flu shots, and illnesses, we treat a variety of urgent medical conditions. What sets us apart is not just our central location in Lincoln, but the convenience of our extended hours, including weekends. We've become Lincoln's first choice for urgent care because we treat patients of all ages for a variety of conditions and take most insurances. We're proud to be an approved provider for veterans and welcome in our military patients.
From our family to yours, we're here when you need us.
Mark the Phantom Low back at McBean Stadium along with the great Tom Maley. We're formerly great. He's just a fishing guy now. Anyway, he's here helping me, so great job, Tom.
Thanks for asking me.
I'm sorry I did. Mason Cox is the hitter. He'll be followed by Brady
You said
Boyd
the same thing
and Clay
last year,
DeMars.
and yet you invited me back.
I know, so I'm consistent.
That's a good point.
I guess so are you, because you're here. Cox 1 for 1 in the game on Friday. Did not play in yesterday's game. Both won by the Potters.
Serious question.
Well, I want to ask you a question first. Okay. You've broadcasted a couple of times before, so you know that if you have a beer and then you smack your lips, it goes out over the air. You know that?
Is that happening? I'm so sorry.
Maybe it occurred to me and I just thought about it. I'd warn you. What's your question?
I've been pretty good at stifling my belches so far.
I can't answer that as he grounds it out to second base. Trent Russell over to first for the out.
My question for you was, these are college kids. They're playing at pretty high levels of college ball. How many of them in the years now since you've been calling Potters games have gone on to AAA or
I think
the bigs?
I think probably the interesting number there is how many get drafted. I think that's kind of the thing that we and I think it's got to be double digits by now. Obviously, Daniel Susak is the most famous. He was a first-round draft choice a couple of years ago, and he's played here. But we've had a couple. I mean, Garrett Forrester got drafted. We've had I think probably 8 to 10 kids have got drafted. Stones, do you think that's about right? And more importantly, a lot of them go on. Some of these guys, as the flies hit out to left center field, handled out there by Ty Russell for the second out. A lot of these guys, some of them are in a college, they played 1 year, or they're at community college, like a lot of the kids on the Express are from Santa Rosa Junior College. A lot of kids, we have a Sierra College kid, a couple of kids on the Potters, and they'll find themselves a college destination, partially based on what they do out here. So it's not just getting to the pros, it's getting to that next level.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are coming here after a year or two out of college, and they need to brush up on their skills, or they didn't get a lot of playing time, and they go back and they make a bigger impact. We have a couple of them talked about a couple of guys, Brian Williams Jr., who is one of those guys that we're looking at. He was redshirted last year at Dallas Baptist, and he's looking forward to going back next year on the heels of a really good summer. So a lot of different reasons they come out here. But yeah, we've had maybe between 10 and a dozen guys who have been drafted, and that's always exciting. And we've had more than that have played in the College World Series, which is going on pretty soon, and that's also exciting.
So the point is, this is some really good high-level baseball.
Yeah, it is.
Which I've seen in the past when we've been out here for games.
Right.
And if somebody's listening to this and you haven't been out here yet, God, it's beautiful. It's like the town is turning out for this. There's a Little League game going on at the field next to us.
Yeah, Little League action already. Clay DeMars is our hitter. He pops up right side.
In fact, I'm going to go do color at that game.
Are you?
In 3 innings.
But they don't give beer. There's no beer over at the Little League.
No, but they do have Capri Suns.
They do have Capri Suns, and I think you could take your dog over there too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, you make a good point about the level of competition, and it just gets better over the summer as some of the kids that are playing in college in D1 right now, and their seasons aren't done, and they'll come out and join their teams as we get into conference play, Pacific Empire League play. Then you're going to see even a higher level of play and even more reason to come out, and that's not even counting Fat Cat down the left field line for the Dogs and Brats, Chopper up the middle. Moved over Kenneth Winters over to first base, and he'll get to Mars by a couple of steps. So a quick inning in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Express nothing, Potters nothing.
Lincoln provides all the charm of a small town, yet still provides access to excellent local medical care. At Lincoln Urgent Care, you can find expert services and a compassionate staff available 7 days a week. A friendly front desk staff will welcome you when you come into our brand new facility. Your wait time will be minimal at our walk-in clinic, unlike the emergency room. From broken bones and lacerations to allergies, flu shots, and illnesses, we treat a variety of urgent medical conditions. What sets us apart is not just our central location in Lincoln, but the convenience of our extended hours, including weekends. We've become Lincoln's first choice for urgent care because we treat patients of all ages for a variety of conditions and take most insurances. We're proud to be an approved provider for veterans and welcome in our military patients.
From our family to yours, we're here when you need us.
Bottom of the second inning from McBean Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low along with my guest Tom Maley, Stones McCoy doing the engineering. Tristan Russell will start us off here in the bottom of the second. And Tristan Russell, who has been fantastic so far, 457 on the season, 21 runs batted in 10 games, 10 runs scored, 2 home runs. He is from Cypress, Texas, Tom Maley, and I have in my hand information on 3 other very famous people from Cypress, Texas.
Cypress, Texas, okay.
Yes. One of them has...
Is it ZZ Top?
That's a really good guess, but it couldn't be further away from the truth.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them is... Well, one of them's Cat Osterman, who was a famous softball pitcher from the University of Texas.
Would never have gotten that.
Olympic player, so she probably has never heard of you either. Have you heard of Mary Kay Ash?
Yeah, she's a tennis player.
No, she's the one who had Mary Kay Cosmetics. Mary Kay. Have you ever heard of Mary Kay?
Oh.
That person is from Cypress, Texas.
Okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Someone who was born somewhere else but went to high school in Cypress, Texas at Cypress Lakes High School and has Sacramento area ties. A young man called De'Aaron Fox.
Would you let me guess?
No, because you weren't going to say that.
I want to guess.
No, you were so bad on the first 2, I thought I'd spare you the embarrassment.
You didn't give me a chance on the first 2.
Yeah, because you were not even close. Mary Kay Ash was a tennis... What?
There was a tennis player with 3 names like that.
Ground to first base, handled by Schaefer. And that is the first out.
It was Mary Kate Ashley.
Mary Kay Place, is that who it was? Mary Kay Ashley. No, you're thinking Mary Kate and Ashley are the Olsen sisters. But you were close. Folks, see what I have to work with here.
You asked for me.
I did ask for you. Aiden Chang is the hitter. Aiden Chang from Mount Marty University, which is in what state? I just found this out today, so I'm not going to hold this against you.
Ooh, we got hit.
Well done.
I don't want to sit here and do your job.
No,
for
that
the
was
whole
perfect.
Game. You know,
Mount Marty University is in South Dakota.
You didn't give me a chance
because
to answer.
You started to do my job and I got mad.
Okay.
Here's Trip Garish. You might know the place that he's going now, the Air Force Academy. Heard of that?
That's one of the branches of the United States military.
Is that on your citizenship test, which you're taking next week? Don't you have to be a citizen to get a fishing license? Chopper out toward shortstop. Caraballard is second for 1 over to first base, and that's a double play. So a double play turned by the AE Edge, and that puts a very quick end to the bottom of the second inning. We go to the third, no score.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Top of inning number 3, Tyler Nordyke starts it off for the Express. Then Jelani Mason and Kaylin Clemens mark the Phantom Low here at McBean Stadium with Stones McCoy on the engineering duties and Tom Maley, fishing guide from GTNetFishing.com. Well, see, you can let me finish saying
Get the
that.
net.
Yeah.
Get the net.
But that's not the, oh gosh. Eric Vassar delivers. It's hit sharply but foul down the third baseline. Okay.
You all right, buddy?
First of all, you jumped on my read. And then you're the one who told me it was GTNet. So I'm giving them the GTNet, and you just throw in Get the Net. Now you're confusing everybody.
You were just kind of like stammering and stumbling. I wanted to help you out a little bit.
That's normal.
It's like when you're going down the stairs. People want to try and help you.
Yes, they do. But they don't stand right in front of me. And they don't hit me with.
I don't want
Jeff Galooly me or whatever in the knee.
You're at that age. You could break a verbal hip really easy.
I really could, but you look like you also could sprain something, if you know what I mean. Especially when you put on your bucket hat.
Funny thing about bucket hats, you cannot wear a bucket hat and headphones like this at the same time.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's a shame because I'd love it if you were wearing your bucket hat the entire game. That would be good. And I would have Stones turn the inner camera again.
This kind of hat, when you get one.
Oh, I have one. I have a Potter's hat like that. Yeah, love it.
Did you get a free metal detector with yours?
No, I already had one. I haven't get it.
Does it look like you put this on and you go look for coins?
You go straight to the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, you go straight to the beach.
Or just a big field.
Well, you're already on the beach a lot anyway, so yeah. No, I've got to do it at the beach. I can't do it in a big field.
In Big Field, you can find like Civil War artifacts.
I have those from when I was there. I have my old uniform outside for a ball. I'm not
Who's
saying.
your favorite general?
Well, mine.
Yeah.
Sherman.
Sherman?
Yeah. Because he just ran over stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He really didn't care.
Well, they called him Sherman Tank. That's where the name
where it started.
of the tanks came from later.
Exactly. Why should we name this after? A guy from 80
Yeah.
years ago.
Hey, what about that Sherman Tank general? And they were like, sure, let's
Kenneth
call
Winters
the whole
at
thing.
short. Crow hops it over to first and gets him by a step. So Nordyke is the first out in the third inning. And Jelani Mason, who I think is the Dueling Dogs batter today, which means if he strikes out, half off Dueling Dogs for the remainder of the inning.
That's a brewery.
Yes, it is. That would be why it's a
Good one.
tie-in there. It's
Yes.
a good tie-in.
Nellie
Thank
has
you.
been to Dueling Dogs.
Oh, she has?
Yes. A
Where's
few times. I don't know where she is. Stones
she's right
has her.
there.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
okay. Well, that's good. Now, that's good tie-in. That's well done. See, you do have some remnant of your old career still with you.
Cool, yeah.
You made a nice tie-in right there. As you brought your dog to the baseball game.
I was just going to say, people might not know who Nellie is. They might think it's my wife, but no, it's my dog, and she's in the booth because you told me that dogs were allowed at the field,
Well,
but
you-
they're not, so she's in the press box.
Well, you're on the way out here in the parking lot with your dog asking me. I mean, it's a little bit tough, you know. Yeah. Are dogs allowed? If not, I'm out of here. I mean, it's a tough call on your part. I had to make a split-second decision. I asked Voldemort. He has no idea. Chopper right back up the middle. That'll be a tough play for Winters coming across second base. Goes to first, gets him by a half step. Beautiful job by Kenneth Winters for the second out of the inning. So no 50% off Dueling Dogs. Sorry, Tom, you got to buy your own.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you know Stones, so you never buy your
I'm
own.
getting them for free right now, aren't I?
Well,
I'm not running a tab, am I?
Until the bill is served. Yeah, that's why we call him That's why we call him Voldemort. He'll be bringing your bill at the end of the day. It's a killer, my friend. Kalen Clemens is the batter, reached on an error his first time up. Eric Vassar from William Jessup University on the mound for the Potters. 2 outs here in the third, and the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Yeah, nice day. They brought it. Nice day for you to come out here, not too hot. You know, although that's good for people of your age. You know, it relaxes the muscles and everything.
Yeah.
You know. See, that's the tough part about being out in the water all the time. Everything gets, stiff and everything. Fouled out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike. You like the grassy knoll down there? Now look down there. Fat Cat I know you know about,
Yeah.
but to the left you got Sabores de Mexico, which is new. And then
Oh, I see it.
The Burrito Bowl.
Yeah. Oh.
Tell the missus if she's, I know she's down there watching the ball game. If she wants to get, a little lunch, the Burrito Bowl comes highly recommended.
She loves herself a good burrito bowl.
There you go.
Yep.
It's right there. Willie Preston has had many of them. I've seen him. He enjoys it. On the outside corner, strike 2 to Kalen Clemens. He is out of West Valley Community College.
Where's that?
It's down in Swing and a Miss, down in the Bay Area, the East Bay Area.
Okay.
A little bit further down than just like in the
Anybody
East Bay.
famous from there?
I'll look it up for you and have it
Okay,
for you
that'd
in
be
a couple of
great.
minutes.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Terrific.
1, 2, 3 again for Vassar. We go to the bottom of the third. Express nothing. Potters nothing.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Bottom of the third inning from McBean Stadium. No score so far. Well, actually, nothing is a score. There's nobody has scored a run, is my point. Brady Rinaldo will start us off, then Ty Russell, Kenneth Winter, 7, 8, and 9 against Jeffrey Page, who pitched against the Potters the other night, went 2 in the third innings, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs, but so far he's been excellent through the first 2 innings. Tom Maley is here with me. And Tom, I wanted to ask you, 32 years on the broadcast booth or on the radio, retire, now you're a fishing guide, you make your own hours, but don't you have to get up pretty early to be a fishing guide?
Still have to get up early.
Yeah, that's the one thing. You should have picked a different job.
I know. In high school, this is true. Career counselor, they do that thing where they determine what your aptitude is.
Sure, absolutely.
Career. Number 1 was commercial fisherman, and number 2 was broadcast media.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm living both dreams.
Mine was an underachiever, so that's what I had. Yeah.
Did you come up with a question about that Bay Area time?
I forgot all about it because I wanted to ask you how early you have to get up to go fishing. So is it a 4 o'clock thing, or what is it?
It depends on where I'm going. If it's Folsom, I get to sleep until 4:30 this time of year. Just a bit inside.
Well, he called it a strike, so.
Was that a strike?
Yes.
Oh.
When the umpire goes with the right hand, and I think.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, I didn't see that part.
Okay.
It did look a little inside.
Yeah.
And
I think the umpire.
The science would agree with you. Let's just put it
wrong.
that way. Okay, that's great. Grounder a foul off Ronaldo's foot, so he'll go back and do it again. So the umpire got it wrong is your analysis?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
On that particular call.
So it's a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You can't okay. I'm just wondering about your future in the broadcast booth. Umpire got it wrong is not a take you can go to that often.
Okay.
I mean, you could do it as a guest. You're perfectly welcome to it.
I realize that. I'm picking my spots.
Yes, you are. I think ultimately you were right because Brady got a walk.
See?
So runner at first and nobody out. Ty Russell is the batter. Ty comes to us from Queen Creek, Arizona. And I got to ask you, Queen Creek, Arizona, I looked it up. It's in south central Arizona. But my point is, also from Queen Creek, Arizona, a very famous football player, especially in California.
Whew.
It's a good one. I did not know this. It did not make any sense. I doubt it's really even true.
Is he
but it's what it said.
Can I ask 5 questions? Yes or no questions?
I'm sure it's riveting for the audience, yes.
Is he a 49er?
Yes.
Current?
Yes.
Offense?
Sharp grounder up the middle, base hit, yes. Russell with the single moves Ronaldo to second base, so first and second for the Potters.
Backfield or line? Backfield?
Yes.
Christian McCaffrey?
That's your 5th one, and that's a no.
Ah.
Does he get another question? Does the guest count for one?
Justecki?
No, it's Brock Purdy.
Did you know that, Stones?
Threw that down on you, bro.
That's good
Threw
stuff.
that down on you. Yeah. I knew you'd like that one.
Yep.
That was pretty good detective work by you, except for it was only like one possible person other than McCaffrey, and you said, I don't know, Gesicki or whoever that is.
Justecki. Isn't that how you say his name?
I have no idea. Kenneth Winters is our hitter out of Lincoln, California. He takes a strike from Jeffrey Page. So we'll walk to Brady Rinaldo, then Ty Russell with a base hit up the middle. And the Potters have it going here in the bottom of the third. Tom Maley up here with me broadcasting his 3rd year in a row. So it means we asked him in the first place and then asked him back twice. And all of that is surprising to me.
Yep.
Probably to you too, huh?
My 3rd year of adding absolutely nothing.
No, that is not true. I will not allow the
broadcast.
slander, the Tom Maley slander. You came up with the moonlight affects fly balls. That was
I can't
you.
live on that. That was 2 years ago.
It's still one thing that you contributed. You brought in you had some Kurt Cobain stories or something last time?
I did?
Something about Nirvana or they were across the street from the lottery or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Your old place?
My hometown.
Your buddy
they had a
your
house
buddy's
in
dad owned
my hometown of Olympia, Washington.
Like
and
a restaurant or something?
They used to shoot BB guns at the
at
lottery headquarters.
At the lottery office,
yes.
Yeah. See, I remember.
Okay.
Now, didn't his dad own like a Dairy Queen-like place and you'd go there after the games?
Yes, it was just up the street. I told that?
Yes, you did. Grider to second.
Man.
Nordike to first.
It must have been a slow game.
It was very slow,
Wow.
but it was a great story.
Yeah, Garrett Saylor's dad.
Runners move up to second and third. One out here in the third inning. And Ty McGraw, your favorite guy, Ty McGraw from Gardendale, Alabama. Is he descended from Tug McGraw? Probably not likely, but, because Tug McGraw, as I told you before, was from Vallejo.
But he's got a great name. Ty McGraw.
Oh, it's a tremendous
Tug McGraw, Tim McGraw. It's got a rhythm to it, doesn't it?
It really does. And anybody else named McGraw in the world that's first name starts with a T is probably related to them as well.
Like Bartholomew DeGraw.
Bartholomew T. McGraw.
That
yes.
doesn't, Oliver McGraw.
You'd call him Bart, though. That'd be Bart McGraw.
Bart McGraw.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And Ollie McGraw is really good.
Bart and Ollie would both.
And there was Ollie McGraw, who was an actress.
Yes, she was. Line drive out to left field going back. DeMars reaches up and makes a tremendous catch. Both runners are going to tag. The throw will come into third base.
Safe.
And the run scores. Thank
Sorry.
you for that call, Tom. That was perfectly timed.
The
It's a sacrifice fly for McGraw and the first run up on the board for the Potters. They lead it 1-0. But credit out to Clay DeMars. What a great catch he made out in left field to rob McGraw of extra bases. Rinaldo scores. Moving to third is Russell. And he's there with 2 outs. And here's Brian Williams Jr., who's coming off a hot streak that's lifted his average to 444 out of Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Which is right in the middle of the state.
Directly in the middle of the state. Right back up the middle off the glove of the pitcher. The second baseman, Nordike, goes to
Got
first.
it.
He won't get Brian Williams Jr. He is safe. Infield single. Run batted in for Brian Williams, and the Potters are up 2-0. And I know I heard you say safe, and he wasn't. He was safe.
No,
Good
I said
call.
got it.
Yeah.
I
So
said-
you meant got it like got him at first, or
No.
base hit?
I would have said got him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you knew the lingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I said got it. He got the base.
Well, you're exactly right,
I
'cause
should have
he
said
did.
got there.
No,
I
you
should
were
have said-
right. I was wrong.
No, I should have said
interpreting.
nothing.
That would have been helpful. Jason Hanson's the batter. There goes Williams, and the throw is not made. It slips out of the hands of Mason Cox, and Williams gets his 14th stolen base of the season and puts himself in scoring position for Hanson, who grounded out to first his first time up. That's pretty amazing about Brock Purdy, though, huh? Queen Creek, Arizona.
Didn't know that.
I did not know that as well.
Is that a suburb of Phoenix or?
Queen Creek actually has like 90,000 people. I think it's below Phoenix. I don't know if it's suburb, but it's in south central Arizona. Inside corner, call strike. See how he pointed with his right hand? It means it's a strike.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's only your third year. And every umpire is different too. Some make a very exaggerated movement.
Yeah.
Some of them kind of keep it close to the vest,
Right.
so you can't really tell. Kind of keeping it on the down low.
When I was coaching, believe it or not, baseball.
No, I know you did.
Yeah, in Roseville West, there was an umpire, and I don't think he's working anymore.
Good, because I don't want to out him if he is.
He would editorialize while he was umpiring.
Really?
Yeah, he would say
Running commentary?
He would say, like kid swung and missed. He'd say, "Strike! Why did you swing?"
No, he didn't.
Yes, I swear to God.
Those parents allowed that? Come on, Tom.
He was entertaining.
No, it's
Yes.
little kids.
He brought some fun and.
He's umpiring a game for like 9-year-olds. Sharp grounder down to third. Nice play down there by Boyd. Goes across the diamond for the out. But the Potters put 2 up on the board. We'll hear more about Stones wants to stay here for you to talk about that umpire, because you don't have an umpire in kids' games going, hey, why'd you swing at that? I'll tell you. Hey, come on. Huh?
This guy, one time, he ran down to third base to make the call at third.
Okay.
The kid slid. He was out. The umpire, the guy, I wish I knew his name. He called a lot of games. If somebody may recognize who I'm talking about. And he slid into third. The kid slid into third. And the umpire he goes, "You're out." And then he looks right at the kid, and he goes, "Why did you go?" He did. And he was like that all the time, but that's what made it fun. And he would like do a little like butt wiggle when he would like when a kid
Okay,
was
that
like,
when you're
I'm
working
not-
blue now.
He was almost like kind of a prototype of the Savannah Bananas.
Okay, so he was
except an umpire. Does
So
that
you-
help?
Yes. Oh, I know. I understand exactly what
He
he's
was
all
so
about.
ridiculous.
I understand.
Parents loved him, even if he was making fun of their kid.
Well, see,
most
now if that's the case, then fine. I mean, if he was like an institute, everybody accepted him
was
as he
over
was.
the top. Yeah, but somebody did eventually complain, and he.
Yeah, that's the thing. All it takes is one. I mean, if everybody knows he has, he's doing it with a little sense of humor and everything.
He was having fun.
He's got a
and
good
was
heart
making
to
the
him
game
and
fun.
everything.
Yes, he did have heart.
Yeah.
In fact, my son was throwing one time. I'm remembering this just now, and he threw a third pitch, and it was like, I don't know, it was a slider or something, and the guy goes, strike 3, and he says to my son, he says, "Where'd you learn to throw like that?"
And he didn't say my dad.
He did not say my dad. No, he said
Phantom came over and showed me.
The pitching coach my dad pays for.
J.T. Summers. You paid for pitching coach? J.T. Summers is the first hitter here in the 4th inning against Eric Vassar.
Not all of us are natural athletes who grew up in the 1940s.
That's
Phantom.
true. Well, in the 1940s it was easier. There wasn't a lot of people around to be athletes against you.
So Phantom was out there throwing bottle caps up against a wall.
Yeah, but you weren't going to hit my bottle cap, dude. We played stickball.
Of course you did.
Yeah, because we had to.
Did you also undo the fire hydrants in the summer when it was really hot?
No, because I have that bad. I can't be out in the sun that long. No. Uh-oh. Willie Preston has just made an unprecedented remark. He wants me to move somebody up on the intern rankings middle of the game. What is it? What did this? Can we have Willie? We can't have Willie on because he delivered. He delivered him this drink with fruit inside, filled to the brim. Sorry. He did it right. Spencer has been elevated. Spencer for hire is now number 2.
Congratulations, Spencer. Are you Spencer?
Somebody tell Brielle
Way
that
to
you're
go.
down to 3rd.
It's important to encourage these young people.
It is important to encourage them, but the problem I'm having now, as the breaking ball is outside, Brielle is now 3rd, which is not bad, but she's only 1 spot above Voldemort. And if you told her that you're 1 spot above Voldemort, that is not good for somebody's self-esteem.
The message is try harder.
Well, I need you as a mentor, as that's grounded down to 3rd base. Rinaldo over to first. Nice strong throw by Rinaldo to get him at first for the out. I need you to talk. Now, Sydney right now is, it's temporary, is at the bottom of the list. She's right over there next to Stones. I need you to mentor a young person and help her find her way back up the standings.
You want to take my dog for a walk, Sydney?
Oh, that's a really good one.
She said, sure.
That's a really good. Well, let's see how that goes.
All right, you don't have to do it yet. Just if you need to move up on the list.
If she takes the dog for a walk and brings her back in one piece, I can see her moving up. Yeah, absolutely. That's doing services above and beyond. Schaefer is the hitter, and Lucas swings and misses into a fielder's choice his first time. Eric Vassar on the mound for his 4th inning of work. He has struck out 2, hasn't allowed a hit as of yet. Potters have made 1 error, and is inside for a ball. That's good. I like your mentoring style. You right away give somebody a chore, a task that will help them out, and help their self-esteem and help their
They get
ranking.
a sense of purpose. You don't give them too many instructions because you want them
Yeah.
to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah.
You want to be able to think for themselves.
Now, is Nellie hard to take out for a walk?
No.
She's pretty energetic, though.
Yeah. Her whole reason for being is to almost catch squirrels.
Okay. And has she ever actually contacted one? Yeah.
No, and she never will. And the squirrels know that.
When our dog was younger, much younger, we would take her for walks, and she would see, as Schaefer swings and misses, she would see a jackrabbit run through the field and start to go after it. And I'm like, who the hell do you think you're kidding?
It would be.
What are you doing? I had to
That's
give her a
that's
stern
like
talking to.
when we got to play basketball with Jason Williams.
There you go. Exactly.
Jason Williams was a jackrabbit.
Yes.
Have you ever told anybody that we played basketball?
I didn't play that time. Whitey played. I didn't play.
Did you not play? We played
No.
3 different times with him.
Yeah, I know, but no one ever asked me.
We kept it from
Case to
you.
Romlar. Yeah. They said, oh, no, we're not playing basketball over at the park today at 6 o'clock. No, we're not. Line drive, base hit.
Nice
There's
hit.
the first hit for the Express. Down the left field. Russell picks it up and keeps Duramalar over at first base, but it's a sharp single with 2 outs here in the 4th.
You know about that, Stones, when we played basketball? Do you want me to share the story anyway?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, why don't you and Stones run the show then?
The way he said it's like, yeah, I've heard it, don't tell it.
No, absolutely.
No, he says share it. You share it. He's the boss. Put your beer down and share the story. Here's Mason Cox, the catcher. He's 0 for 1. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I'm self-conscious.
Yeah, after what, 32 years and a couple of fishing trips? You're not self-conscious. Go ahead. You want to throw that on Pat too? Maybe make him do it.
You want me to text her real quick?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, now that you said that, I don't know if it's connected or not, but right after the first part of the first inning, when you start talking, I got a text from Christina Werner to set up her date for when she's going to come out. So I don't know if she heard you and go, I'm better than that, or if she heard you and went, oh, yeah, I got to remind, because I had already arranged it with her. She's been doing it for years. Down low with the pitch to throw to second base, not in time. But she did. It's
definitely the first option. She definitely.
She heard you and went,
oh,
yeah.
This will be easy.
Yeah, well, she's done it. I mean, she's a great sports fan. Absolutely, Giants and Kings and 49ers. She's great, and Potters. She's
Are you
a great
playing
sports
pickleball
fan.
yet?
Have I played? No, I haven't, and I kind of wanted to try because it's for athletic people who can't move anymore.
Our buddy Pat has. I got him a pickleball set for Christmas.
Wow, what a great gift giver!
I'm telling you, I was trying to encourage him.
Is that the 30-year anniversary gift? Here's a pickleball set.
He needs to, be active in ways that are relative to his age and things that he's gone through.
See what just happened?
What?
Umpire heard your story, moved the runner to third.
He did.
Yes, he did.
He wanted to.
He said, "My God, pickleball," and he moved him to
That's
third.
why this game is going so fast.
Yes. Well, see, now you've done it again.
Did I just jinx it?
Yes, you did. Okay, so you bought him. So is he taking up the game then?
No, he's waiting for you to call him.
Okay, because I call him so many times.
Yeah.
Breaking ball is chopped down the first base line. It'll go foul. I have been looking into. Now, have you ever played pickleball?
A couple times.
Yeah, and what's your scouting report?
I can see that it's fun.
Okay. All right, that's well done.
I'm going to keep it in reserve.
Yeah.
Kind of a hip pocket sport. When
fishing dries up, so to speak, get the putt.
Maybe in the fall.
Yeah.
Maybe wintertime. Maybe that's going to be my wintertime activity.
It's too cold to go fishing. Let's go out and play
Let's
pickleball.
go pickleball. Pickleball.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
2-2 to Mason Cox.
All right, so Stones. We used to play basketball at Willow Creek. It was a gym that was off of, what was it, Madison? It was off of
it's your story, man.
Madison Avenue.
Yeah.
That's
it
right.
is.
You weren't there.
No, I was there a couple. I played there, but not when Jason was
One of the
playing.
guys that played with us worked for the Kings, and he was friends with Jason, and he was always saying, I'm going to bring Jason Williams out. This was, when did he get traded to Memphis? Because it was just before he got traded to Memphis.
Early 2000s?
Yeah. I'll let you do this.
No, go
play-by-play
ahead.
thing. No.
Everybody's riveted.
So Jason Williams one day, walk in, he's actually there. And this dude has like 7 gears none of us have. And he's only playing in like second gear, and he's already faster than any of us. And he was he had the best West Virginia accent. You know what he sounds like. Yeah. So my favorite
Right one gets away. Nice job behind the plate by Aiden Chang to keep it from going back to the backstop. And Dromelar has to stay down at third base, and now back to Tom Maley.
So you know when Jason talked, he talked like this, right? I was on a 3-on-2 fast break with Jason Williams on point. I was on the right side. Phantom's brother Whitey was on the left. And we're coming up, and all I knew is that I was going to get the ball. I just had this premonition as we're coming up the court, and I don't know if Jason Williams passed it through his colon or what. Next thing I know, the ball is in my hand. Next thing I know, ball's in my hands, and I don't have an angle on the basket, so I bounce pass it back to Whitey, Phantom's brother, who makes the layup. As he's backpedaling down the court, Jason Williams says to me, "Not Pat, Tom." And that is my number one all-time pickup basketball moment. Not Pat, Tom.
That's great. Well, Whitey, his story of it is that he was playing against Jason. So obviously,
you know how it worked.
He was
Sometimes
playing
you're against
against
him,
Jason.
sometimes we're with him.
He said Jason was running a fast break, and he was the defender at the free throw line. And he came at him, and I said, "What happened?" He said, "I don't know." To this day, I have no idea what happened.
Yep.
Grounder out to shortstop. Winters on the hop. Across to first for the out. So Vassar gives up a hit and holds him off. And it is time for Sunday in the Park with Stones. And we will go out and visit with Stones McCoy talking to somebody out in McBean Stadium.
Now it's time for my favorite segment, Sundays in the Park with me, Stones McCoy.
Appreciate it. We're down here at the Brick and Barrel Backyard, and I'm here with one of my favorite pourers. Introduce yourself to the world watching right now.
Hi, I'm Curtis Weaver. Been here since the start of Potters.
Yep.
That's my wife back there, Carmen Weaver, in the background.
Trying to stay out of the shot.
Trying to hide.
Yeah,
We've been here since the start.
You have been here since the start.
Yes, we have.
What drew you to the Potters initially? What was the reason for you guys wanting to be out here?
Matt Lundgren poached us from the Gold Sox.
Okay, well, there we go. All right, so that's how we do it. Matt Lundgren right behind us right now. So you've been here as long as I have. Actually, you've been here a year longer than us. Tell me how the Brick and Barrel Backyard has morphed over these 8-9 years that you've been here.
Well, it started out as one kegerator with 2 pulls on it.
Yeah.
Then we went to 2 kegerators with 3 pulls. Then we had ice buckets with kegs in them. And we slowly built a bar, and then we've built up to this now is what it is. It's a complete beer area.
Absolutely.
We've got a couch, we've got 2 bars, we've got 2 kegerators, we've got a trailer full of beer.
This is the spot. When you're here at the Potters, if you're not coming over, I'm going to make sure that everybody comes over here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start watching them at the line and tell them right here over here to the Brick and Barrel Beer Garden. This is where all the magic happens. This is how you stay cool in summer, right?
Oh, yeah. We've got misters here. We've got a little breeze going on. And all the bad beers don't come through the gate.
That's all we care about. Curtis, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your
No
time.
problem.
And let's send it on back up to Phantom.
Thank you very much, Stones McCoy. Sunday in the Park with Stones is brought to you by Stones McCoy because he insists that he does it and he's the boss. Jeffrey Page still out on the mound for the AE Express. Potters lead it 2-0. We're going into the bottom of inning number 4. Tristan Russell, Aiden Chang, and Trip Garish, the first 3 Potters hitters. Tom Maley is here with me. And Tom, I heard you talking with Stones about IPAs and stuff, that you like IPAs.
Yeah,
and what kind of
we
beer
live
you
in
like.
one of the best regions in,
Yes, we
in
do.
the country for IPAs.
But I wanted to ask you something, and this is...
You don't have to bring that up.
I don't know if this is your expertise or not, but my wife, in a constant effort to try to make a man out of me, she wants me to start... You know, we always watch these TV shows where the guy comes home from work and he's had a tough day, so he goes and pours himself a slug of bourbon or something and just throws it down.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to be a man enough to do that, but I've never been able to do it. There's a little blooper up the middle. Duran Millar, the shortstop, will make the catch, and Russell is
You've
retired.
never
for the
been
first-
able to just
No.
pop a shot of bourbon?
No. So what happened is, so she bought for my birthday, because she didn't want to know what to buy me. She didn't want to buy me anything I liked. So she got me a set of glasses, you know, the heavy shot
Tumblers,
glasses.
yeah.
Yeah, those. And then a bottle, I think it's a pint of Woodford Reserve.
Okay.
And she said, okay, this is it. We're going to do it. We're going to make a man out of you yet. So the other night, on Thursday, that was, I think, my birthday. What day is today? Oh, it's Friday. Friday, I come home from the Potters game. Potters win, yay.
I was at your 80th birthday
You were
last
okay.
year.
Here, I wanted to ask you about that. You were at my 70th. That was 2 years ago. So you know when my birthday is. I got no calls from you this year.
I can't remember either.
I got a call from Jerry Reynolds.
Hmm.
I got a call from the great Justin Case, who just goes, I know your birthday is D-Day. I have no idea what the date is. And that's Justin
June
Case.
6th.
Yes, I know that.
Oh.
Almost hit him, hit the bat instead, and it's just a foul ball. But I hear nothing from you, who supposedly is a friend of mine. But here's the thing. So we get the Woodford Reserve, which is very highly regarded. Pour it into the glass. Try to take. She says, now here's the key. You got to sip it. You don't just throw it down. You got to sip it.
Right.
Took a sip. Burning my throat, burning everything, burning the ears, burning the nose, burning everything. So I slugged my way through the entire glass, okay?
Right.
But I don't have that gene. What's the secret? Now, are you
You just have
you
to
drink the brown liquor? You go ahead and
just
throw
have
it
to
down.
push on through. I'm not a huge bourbon whiskey
Yeah.
fan. I'm more of a beer wine guy.
As I am, but I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the step up to actually be a man in the eyes of my wife.
It's just to have a good beer.
Well,
that's fine.
That's not the way it's working, my friend.
Well, you know.
I got the memo, and it was not beer.
How long have you been married?
34 years.
Yeah, you don't have much time. You don't have a lot
I
of
don't
time
have a lot
left.
of time left. Yeah.
You just need.
I mean, if she turns on me, I got nobody.
You need to stick with it.
So I need to start drinking heavy brown liquor just to try to be a man.
For her.
For 3.5 decades of my life I've spent. Yes.
What a good husband will go to whatever lengths are necessary.
That's what I've heard, but this might be above and beyond. I'm just saying. I'm going to try. You told me to stick it out, and that's what I'm going to do.
You need to sit down with somebody who understands that stuff. And then
what, women or liquor or what?
There are plenty of people who are bourbon drinkers.
Yes,
and
that's a great
Scotch
idea.
drinkers.
Yeah,
I
thought you might
sit down
be
with
one.
them, and they can talk to you about the nuances and the different flavors that you're supposedly
But how do I get it to
experiencing.
not burn my mouth and burn my throat?
You can't.
Okay, but is that good?
The thing is, like, as I understand it, like, the more refined the liquor
Yes,
is,
yes.
the less it's going to burn. The less it's going to be
Yeah,
hot.
well, we got the single oaked. There's a double oaked that's supposed to be better, but it's more expensive. She said I didn't want to waste it on you in case you're too much of a
She's
wuss to
smart.
drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said thanks a lot.
You know what? You're at the ballpark.
I'm at the
almost every-
ballpark.
Just get yourself a Capri Sun.
Okay, that's great.
Mix
And
that in there.
Oh, I see. So
Squirt the Capri Sun in there when she's not looking.
when she's okay, so it's like in the movies when they're trying to spike someone's drink.
Yeah.
Only I'm just putting Capri Sun in my
Yes.
bourbon.
And before you know it, batter hit.
Chang worked it for long enough and got hit in the back. There were a lot of curious pitches during that at bat. One that went over his head and hit the bat. A couple that were behind him, and then that one. And that, by the way, is the second time Aiden has been hit in this game. And so the umpires are going to talk about that and go, that's the second
why I
time.
quit playing baseball.
Yeah.
I saw Ross Provo get hit in the mouth.
I think you told us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his
And
mouth.
speaking of Whitey, I think that's why he gave up baseball. He didn't play baseball even in Little League past like 9 or 10, I think, because he got hit like 3 times at practice one time. He's running the bases, and they didn't have enough helmets, and he got hit. And so he goes, this is just not worth it for me.
I remember we had when Nick Swisher would sometimes stop by you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
would have him
I
on.
love Nick Swisher.
And he came over and he was talking to Pat and I one morning, and Pat was coaching his son at the time in Little League, and he said, Nick, is there anything, a lot of the kids are scared of the ball. Is there anything that I can tell them or that you could tell them if they're listening to help them not be afraid of the ball? He says, no, man, getting hit hurts.
I love Nick.
And that's the right answer.
No, it is the right answer. He came with tough shoes to fill, though, because we just have Eric Burns as a weekly guest for a couple of years, and then he left, and we had got Nick Swisher, who is great, but nobody's Eric Burns.
I remember Eric Burns, Little Joe Pittman, and I forget who else came into the station after a night out as we were arriving. And
that was the first time Joe got there on time, I bet, yeah.
And Eric Burns, like Visine wasn't going to do. He needed whiteout.
Throw to first, and they've got him off, but not in time. Chang gets back in. As he went on the first pitch, fouled off by Trip Garish, and that one had him going the wrong way.
And another time, Eric Burns came in, and he had I think a bulldog puppy, and it came.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd been across the hall with you guys, and then they came across the hall, and the dog pooped in our control room.
Yeah, because he didn't like country.
And then went back over.
Yeah.
To your side.
He said, I'm going back over to sports talk. You guys country. Forget it, man. You don't play Zach Brown Band enough with it.
I used to volunteer on the Western States 100, though, and Eric
Yes.
Burns came through. He ran that, I think, several times.
He was an amazing guy.
And
Remember-
he came through. I was at mile 30, and he looked like he was just jogging out to the mailbox.
And you drove to mile 30, right? You didn't run out to mile 30, did you?
Who, me?
You, yeah.
Somebody drove
Yeah,
me.
you didn't drive yourself.
No, I was working an aid station.
He was such a great
And he
gu-
did not need any aid. He was
No,
motivated.
he was such a great guest. After he'd been traded, he got traded to the Orioles, and we just kept doing a show with him because he's Eric Burns.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was really true or not, but one time he was walking down the street. We were talking to him, and he's walking down the street, and he says, "Oh, they're robbing the bank right there." And there was a bank robbery right across the street from him as he was talking to us on the air. I don't know if he made it up, but it was the funniest thing, man. Oh yeah, there's a bank robbery
With
going
him,
on right
no,
there.
that probably was happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was happening. So 2 outs, and Brady Ronaldo will be the hitter. As there's a baby out through our window, and Tom has lost all semblance of reality, and he and Stones are playing with the baby now. Maybe give the baby a haircut would be something you could do.
That's kind of mean.
I know. Line drive down the left field line. That is a fair ball all the way to the corner. Here comes Chang around third. They're going to send him to the plate. Cutoff throw is not in time. It's an RBI double for Brady Ronaldo, and the Potters lead it 3-0.
Good hustle for a kid that's been hit twice by the baseball.
Yes, he was probably running with some anger there.
Yeah.
Nalo picks up his 5th RBI, and the Padres lead it now 3-0.
Who in your time as a sports radio broadcaster was your favorite guest aside from Mr. Burns, Nick Swisher? Who did you really look up and go, God, I can't believe I just talked to him?
Well, there were a couple of them really. One of them was my favorite, Connie Hawkins, who was my favorite basketball player from when I was a kid, and so we had him on a couple times. We talked to Barry Bonds once. It was kind of amazing that he was even on the show. Which I'm not a big Barry Bonds fan, but it was kind of amazing. When I was doing radio with Don Geronimo, this is before cancelization. We had Bill Cosby on a couple times, and what a guest he was. I'm sorry I had to say it. I'm sorry.
He was.
Watch out. That's behind him and going to third to be Ronaldo.
He played the Sacramento Community Center Theater. And
yeah.
We talked to him, too, and it was one of my favorite interviews until it wasn't anymore. Because it was
crazy.
like 3 or 4 months after that.
Yeah.
Before that, he was one of my idols.
Well, when I was growing up, he was my favorite comedian, and I loved O.J. Simpson as a football player.
Yeah.
So, I had some problems working on it. Yeah, I was killing it.
How crazy is that?
I was killing it. That's outside for a
I
ball
had
to Ty Russell.
I had his Noah skit.
Oh, he's amazing.
Memorized.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. But it was a great guest to your question. Now, you guys, what was,
I had the Novocaine skit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Or parking or driving in San Francisco. They caught 14 million of us on that hill. He was great until he wasn't.
I was hoping we wouldn't do Bill Cosby highlights during the show today,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We can just mark this one. Couldn't upload to YouTube. Sorry. Content warning.
Let's go back to Ally McGraw.
We have a fishing guide. Oh, Ally McGraw. Now, she was a major babe at the time.
She was.
There's a strike. Then she was married to Bob Evans, the Paramount guy. I think he's Paramount. And then she went off with Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they made The Getaway together, which was remade with Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger later on. Chopper up the middle. That'll get into center field. That's a base hit. Ty Russell delivers the RBI single. The Padres have scored twice in the inning, and they now lead it 4-0. Second hit of the game for Russell, and that'll bring up Kenneth Winters. So your Bill Cosby stories are doing pretty good. We got 2 runs in. I don't know
Should
if
we
that's,
keep going?
I don't think so.
Why is there air?
I don't think so. Well, the one I always liked was when he was a football player and he got hit, and it was in a. Yeah,
They were playing Hofstra.
Yeah, and he couldn't
And
say
they all
where
had
was
one
it.
eye in
He
the
go-
middle of their forehead.
Yeah, and he said, "What does he say? My head." He hit me in the head or something. Yeah.
Do
Page
not
delivers
talk
it.
about certain areas.
Yeah. Kenny Winters is at the plate. Alex Cruz warming up for the AE Express. As Page is working in his 4th inning, and the Padres have touched him for 2 here as that one's popped up down the right field line. DeMar's coming over near the foul line. He's in foul territory, and he makes the catch. Padres score 2 in the bottom of the 4th. We'll go into the top of the 5th. Padres 4, Express nothing.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street. only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Top of inning number 5, new pitcher for the Potters is Perry Kyles, 6'2" out of Houston, Texas. Texas Southern University, first appearance of the season. The right-hander will face Brady Boyd, Clay DeMars, and Tyler Nordyke, 7, 8, and 9 for the Express, who trail it 4-0. Eric Vassar, 4 innings, 1 hit. He walked 1 and struck out 3. Another excellent performance from Eric. He has yet to give up an earned run. Mark the Phantom low here. Stones McCoy Engineering and the great Tom Maley is enjoying the beverages here at McBean Stadium. And you've done a great job over your years enjoying beverages here at McBean Stadium. It's one of your strong points.
I like to support the vendors.
You do. You really do. And you do a great job.
In particular, my favorite vendors.
Yes.
And again, we live in one of the best wine and beer areas anywhere in America.
How many breweries would you say have you been to in this area?
In
I mean,
Placer
over the years.
County, just in Placer County, all of them.
Okay.
Is that a good answer?
Way to put a number on it
All
for the
of them?
people. Yeah, because people know how many all of them is. Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. Do you support? You're just all about supporting things, aren't you?
It is about supporting, but it's also about it's a craft. Winemaking, beer making, it's a craft, and you gotta respect that.
And you got to get good at it by doing it, right?
Yep, you're not going to get good at it by sitting on the couch trying to sip bourbon.
It's exactly what I was doing, by the way. So I'm gonna have to go try to do it again when I get home.
That surprises me about you.
Really?
I thought for sure you'd be a. Well, you were in the Civil War. I mean.
Yeah, I know, but the stuff we had was nowhere.
When you took a lead ball to the shoulder, what did you do when the guy was going to saw your arm off?
Well, I told him not to first.
Oh, that's why you still have
it. I said it actually hit me in the leg.
Okay.
But there were other medicines in those days. They just gave you chloroform and put you out.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all that happened. And when you woke up, you're missing a limb. That's what happened.
Maybe that's what you need now.
That's what I need now.
Maybe that's what your wife needs to administer.
Just chloroform me and then give me bourbon.
Sit you down someplace comfortable. Yeah. And send you off into La La Land.
Well, there was one bourbon, as Perry Kyles delivers ball to. There was one bourbon called Four Roses, which was really good, and I had it a couple years ago. And so I said, well, this is one I
so
can
you
try.
liked it?
Yes, but here's what happened. It's the story of America, or whatever country it happened in. Four Roses got sold as the ball's lifted out toward left field. Ty Russell, now he lost it, and it's going to hit behind him, and it's going to bounce up and over the fence. It's a ground rule double that no one was near, and that's an odd play. Only could happen when you're here. Brady Boyd lifted it up in the air. Coming in was Russell, and we have it's a tough sky out there. He comes
I think
in.
what happened is, Phantom, the ball is white and the clouds are white.
No, you're exactly right. And I think the thing, and Stones is making the point to Willie, we're lucky it bounced over the fence because the way Russell, he didn't know where it was.
It
Boyd's
bounced
still
about
going.
10 feet in front of it. I think it hit the warning track before it went out.
And then it hit the top of the fence, went over. But if it stays in, then Boyd definitely got more than a double and maybe all 4 bags. So he's at second base with the second hit of the game for the AE Express, and Clay DeMars is the hitter. And it is ball 1. So DeMars, who grounded to short his first time up back in the second inning. That was against Eric Vassar, who went 4 innings, gave up a hit, a walk, and struck out 3. Foul ball out of play.
Well, so continue on with the Four Roses story.
Four Roses was sipping whiskey or sipping bourbon, and I had it, and I liked it. I got it as a present from the great Kenny Parker. And then I've come to find out somebody else bought them, changed the ingredients and stuff because of economic reasons, and now it's been downgraded from a top shelf to a bottom shelf. What about that? Hit out to center field. Williams giving chase. Brian Williams with the catch. He's got a strong arm trying to get the cutoff man to third, but the tag at second base and going to third is Boyd. Williams runs it down. We call center field the graveyard because it's where fly balls go to die when Brian Williams is in center field.
It's a good.
You can use that if you want.
Terminology.
Yeah, I think it was. DeMars hit that ball pretty well, but he is the first out of the inning, and now Tyler Nordyke. So yeah, so it was a high quality one. Somebody bought it, said it's cheaper if we make it this way.
Yeah.
They made that way, and it tasted that way. So
that's too bad.
Yeah,
well, you
I
need
would
to
have
find
gone
one
there.
like that.
Well, that's what I have to do. Yes, because I was told, like I said, the Woodford Ranch was the single oak. There's a double oak that's better, and she said I would have got you that one because it's smoother, but it costs more, and I didn't want to waste money on you if you wussed out and didn't drink it.
Yeah.
So I have to drink the whole first bottle to get another bottle to see if I like the other bottle better.
Anybody listening right now who is like banging their head against.
Well, they're doing that, of course. From listening to this, they're banging their head already.
Yeah.
That story's not going to do it.
If you have any suggestions for Phantom, send them along. Do you have an email address?
I have no idea.
What's your phone number?
There you go. StonesRadio@yahoo.com. If you have any comments about anything about the broadcast, as the line drive goes out to shortstop and is handled out there by Kenneth Winters.
Offer a suggestion, not for Phantom, but for his wife.
Or just anything about the broadcast. Let's open it up. What are you going to offer my wife?
Do you want to go there? I don't know if you want to go there.
Well, I want to hear it, then I can ignore it.
You want to go there.
Jelani Mason is the hitter. He is the dueling dog batter.
Do we get half off dueling dogs with this guy?
If he strikes out.
If
he has to strike out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go! Get him out! Come on!
You know you're mic'd up.
Throw some smoke.
You just killed Stones. Look at.
Oh, sorry.
Did you not realize that you were in the microphone? The needles went beyond red.
I apologize.
If there is a beyond red on the meter, it just went in there. Thanks to you, Mr. Professional. Well, I guess not anymore, so that's probably.
I'm out of practice.
Pitch is high, 2-0.
Now Tom and I are exactly the same.
Yes, you are. Neither one of you can hear out
Do
of
you want
one
one
ear.
of my hearing aids?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, my name is also Tom. This is scary.
Boyd at third, 2 outs
Wait,
here in
what?
the fifth.
Really? Yeah. You're Tom McCoy?
No.
There's no McCoy?
We'll let him tell that story if
You're
you
not
want.
the real McCoy?
I'm not the real McCoy.
3-0.
That's Phantom. He did that to me.
I helped. Somebody else was Stones. I was McCoy.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know who
Anybody
any of you
is,
are.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you're just you. That's the great thing about
I'm in
you.
the Matrix right now. That's a
Strike
strike.
Yes, he knows that. He called it a strike. Yeah. Do you want to
Okay.
take off the microphone when you're yelling? Is that something
you want
you
to pull
think?
it back a little bit? I'll pull it back.
Well,
this
it's
is
not
a
me.
big at bat.
This is a huge at bat.
As ABs go, this is a big one.
Okay, thank you. You're breaking it down with that kind of knowledge.
AB for ABV.
Okay. Grounder out to second base. Trent Russell over to first for the out. So
That's a
good
shame.
inning for Perry Kyles after the opening mysterious double. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 5. Potters 4, Express nothing.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helped us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Astro
Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer.
Bottom of inning number 5, Mark the Phantom Lowe along with Tom Maley and Stones McCoy. We're out here at McBean Stadium. Potter's on top 4-0. The new pitcher is Alex Cruz for the Express. He is out of college in Marin, a right-hander. So he will relieve Jeffrey Page. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, and struck out 1. And, Tom, we were talking earlier about you have just left. You're in, 32 and a half years or however long you were at KNCI. You just left about a month ago or so. And I thought you told me a little earlier that you were leaving. And you said, nobody knows, don't tell anybody. And now today I found out you told like a million people.
I did not tell everybody.
But I want to know, how did that go? Did they have like a dinner for you or something? You kind of caught them by surprise. So what happened?
We actually wrapped it up on our station's big semi-annual event, Country in the Park.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Saturday night. I was told that it was the 2 largest Country in the Parks we've ever had, 20,000 people each night.
Wow.
Out of Cal Expo.
That's fantastic.
At the racetrack. And I was told the second night that there was going to be a video presentation for me, which, I'm
nice.
humbled.
Yeah.
And so after this artist, John Morgan, this video was going to play, and I was to stand side stage, listen for my name, and then go out on stage.
Yeah.
And I said, well, can Pat and Cody come too, because they were my co-hosts? And they said, no, it's just going to be you.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's like, okay. So the video rolls. I hear, please welcome Tom Maley. I walk out. The crowd is cheering, which at that point, they're 4.5 hours into the day, so they would have cheered if I was carrying a cheese pizza.
Yeah.
But I go out there and let you call this here.
An assistant for Lucas Schaefer at first, retires Ty McGraw for the first out in the inning. Brian Williams Jr., our next hitter. Now back to Tom.
And I'm standing there at the front of the stage, and people are cheering. And then all of a sudden, there's just like this upwelling of even more cheering. It's like,
Well, you were there a long time. I mean, people love you.
Louder.
Yeah, they love you.
And I was like, oh my God. And I'm not sure when I'm supposed to come off, so I'm kind of standing there for a second. And all of a sudden, I hear these people are throwing hats up on stage.
Oh my gosh!
Like from the front rows, they're throwing hats up on stage, and somebody
hockey
tosses a Sharpie, and then somebody throws a boot. There's a boot, and so I'm thinking, honest to God, I'm sitting thinking, these people are really going to miss me.
You were better than you thought.
And
yeah.
so I get down on one knee, and I'm signing these hats and this boot as humbly as I can.
Of course, yes.
There's a foul ball. Am I right?
Dude, don't ask if you're right. Just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I see somebody in the front row yelling at me, and they're saying, no, not you, behind you. And the upwelling of cheering was because the artist who had just played had come back out on stage to sign autographs. So they were throwing their stuff up on stage.
That gets down.
Williams gets one down in right field, and Brian motors into second base with a double, his second hit of the game. Told you this guy was on fire, but not as much as you with your buddy John Morgan, right?
So John Morgan is right behind me signing hats and
Now, why did he
boots.
come out during your big goodbye, though?
Don't know.
That's not right.
Don't care. It was the universe, radio, and you will, I think, understand this.
I
will
will.
always keep you humble.
Yes, it will.
I realized they didn't want me signing their stuff. They wanted me to pass it back to John.
Okay.
And so that's what I did.
Well,
And
was there ever a real acknowledgement of you then? Was that the first acknowledgement, and then he came out for the second
It
one?
was like a nice, polite cheer for me.
Were
and
you
then,
supposed to do a U-turn and run right back off stage?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's what you were
But
supposed to
nobody
do.
told me that.
Tell the radio guy to get the hell
If
off
you
stage.
don't tell me exactly what to do, I'm not going to know
No.
what to do.
Plus, you probably didn't hear what they said anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just saw those hats and boots landing on stage, and you know me. I'm an accommodating guy.
William steals third. He is safe under the tag
So
by Boyd.
to
Yeah.
the 5 hat owners and the one
No,
boot
really,
owner,
though.
I
Hold
apologize.
on. Yeah, you really thought the guy threw his boot up on stage for you to autograph?
Yes.
I mean, 1 or 2 hats, okay, maybe.
Yes, I did.
But a
and
boot?
it was a woman. Yeah.
Well, then you know it's not you, no offense.
Yeah.
Second stolen base for Williams. He now has 15.
It couldn't have been a better send-off.
So how did you just like slink off? What did you do? Go out and put 3 of the hats on and run
I
away?
went off with my head held high.
No, you didn't. Yeah, because you couldn't hear what I was saying.
I was looking up to heaven going, why, God?
That's so bad. But why? I want to know, did you go back to the person who's like orchestrating everybody coming on up and go, why did you have him come out when I was out
I
there?
was dying laughing.
You could have come back
hilarious.
out, it was 10 seconds, and he could have gone back out there.
It was fantastic. I should have gone out
It was a reminder
I
of
should have gone out behind him.
Yeah, and then
Let's see if
and hear that upswelling of, you should have gone back and then come right back.
So
and
listen,
then,
if you ever, have John Morgan in here,
which I will
helping
do.
you with a broadcast, because he did play like high school baseball.
Okay, that reminds me of something that I think I might have picked this one with you already. I don't know. As Hansen fouls it out of play. 1 out runner at third base, Jason Hansen, the hitter. Last time you were here last year, we had the girl from The Voice,
Kristen Brown.
Yeah,
Kristen
she
Brown.
sang the national anthem.
Yes.
She did a fantastic job. You went out, I guess you knew her from radio. You went out and got her, brought her back in here, dumped her on that chair, and then left.
I did.
I had no idea who this person was. I don't watch The Voice.
But you did a great job.
You left me with her, and she was lovely, by the way.
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
a wonderful person.
She was great, but she didn't want to. So did you come in 5th on The Voice? No. Did you come in 4th on The Voice? No. I came in 9th. Whatever. I had nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
But thanks to you, Mr. Radio, as Hansen lines it up the middle for an RBI single. Thanks to you for putting me in that situation and putting her in that situation.
I think at that point I'd had a little too much color commentary.
I
and
think
just
maybe,
felt like I needed
or a
break.
little too much something. Yeah, actually, yeah.
So, and I wanted to give her a little spotlight because
She
she's
was
a very
great.
talented person.
She
she's
was great.
actually bouncing back and forth right now.
I think
between
she's.
Nashville and here.
I think she was out here earlier this season. She
Probably,
did a different
yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah.
And
She
I was
still
looking
plays a lot
around
of local
when she
gigs.
got done. I was looking around, to make sure she wasn't coming up here. Not that I wouldn't have welcomed her, but I was just sitting down. It's great because, I mean, I don't know if you ever had the dream like you come in for an interview and you've done they pluck somebody down in front of you and you go,
No
okay,
prep.
interview them, and you go,
Yeah.
I didn't look anything. I don't know anything about this person. Well, you did it to me for real, so thanks, buddy.
Did I tell you about the time that I interviewed Brian May from Queen?
Probably, but yeah.
That was in 2006 when the band first started touring again with Paul Rogers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we used to work with a guy named Matt Vieira. You remember Matt?
Oh, yeah, Matt's great.
Matt is now the record guy, like the main record guy for Jelly Roll. So he's kind of a big deal. And Matt is a wonderful guy, born and raised in Yuba City, loves music. That's his career. So in 2006, he was our music director
Right.
at KNCI.
Fly ball right field. DeMar is coming in, calling out the second baseman and making the catch for the second out here as Russell flies to right.
And he knew I was a Queen fan, and he knew the band was coming to town. So he knew some people on the rock side of things, and he made an arrangement. And one day he comes in and he tells me, I've got Brian May calling you next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Can you do it? And I said, heck yeah, I can do it. And Matt, and I think Phantom will attest, always had a smirk on his face.
He
was
did.
born
He did.
smirking. And so he says, all right, you better be here.
Chang
And there
lines
was-
it foul down the third base line, 0-1.
You know when you know somebody who's smirky to not trust them fully.
Don't
And so
trust a smirker.
I'm trying to figure an angle with this guy, and then it occurred to me, who did sports on Channel 10 back around that time?
Well, Gray.
Man named Brian May, B-R-Y-A-N, May.
Awesome.
Ooh.
And Chang is hit, and you know something? If he's hit, that's 3 times.
Is that the kid that got hit
He's
twice?
got it. You got to give him. It's got to be like the fair. You got to give him like a stuffed bunny
He
or something.
needs, yes.
Yeah.
He needs half off dueling dogs.
He needs a lot of stuff. I mean, that would be the 3rd time, and the umpires are going, that's the 3rd time.
That
he's
one
got
almost
hit.
took his chin off.
Yeah, that's bad. Feel bad for Aiden Chang.
So immediately, I think to myself, I didn't say it out loud, but I knew Matt had arranged an interview with Brian May, and it was going to be the dude from Channel 10.
Yeah. Okay.
But all week long. He's like, you're going to be here next Tuesday at 2 or Wednesday at 2. And I said, yeah. So I show up, and we're in the control room or the production room, and we're waiting for the phone to ring.
Right. It's going to be
2
Brian
o'clock.
May. Yeah.
Phone rings. I'll let you do the
Was it Trip Garish who's at bat right now?
It was Trip Garish.
Okay, so go ahead.
It was Ty McGraw.
Okay, that's good. Trip rips it down the first base line. That's a fair ball. That'll score 1, probably 2. Here comes Chang around third. And we got a dead ball, so Chang's going to have to go back to third. Hanson will score. And going back to third is Chang. It's a double for Trip Garish. He'll get himself an RBI. And the Padres put another run up on the board.
So I got the headphones on, and I answer the phone, and I'm looking at Matt. I'm making eye contact with Matt, not losing eye contact with him. He's got that smirk going.
Because you know he's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, and I answer the phone, and I go, hello. And I hear, hello. And I go, is this really Brian? And he goes, is this really Tom?
Uh-oh.
And right then, I crap kittens. Like, I had a whole litter.
So did you have anything planned for the real Brian May in case it was him?
No, that's what prompted me. You said.
Yeah.
Because I thought for sure it was going to be Brian May from Channel 10.
So don't do the effort. Don't make the effort.
And it's the worst interview I've ever done, and I've done some bad ones. It was 10 minutes long. I've listened to it once, and it was literally Chris Farley.
Well, it has to be at that point. Yeah.
There was one point where, because they were coming out to San Jose, and I didn't want the interview to be over, but it was a logical point where the interview should be over. And I'm like, well, all right, thanks for talking to me. Do you like San Francisco? And he's like, well, yeah, it's a lovely city. And I'm like, cool. It was, I will have it on my hard drive forever.
All right.
But
wait, first of all, if I'm back here next year, you're coming back here next year, and you're telling the Oakland Raiders story.
Oh, yeah. Pat played that on the last
Yeah,
game,
okay, of course he did.
Yeah.
And I will
tell
you my version of your Brian May story later on in the game because we got to let that breathe because that's a beauty. That is just a beauty. That ball gets away. Coming in from third is Chang, and he'll score on the wild pitch.
Yep.
Padres score at their third run of the inning. They now lead at 7-0.
Is this really Tom? That's exactly
And
how
that's
he
when
said
you
it.
knew, right?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Unless it's Brian May doing the
It
accent.
was him. Yeah. I mean.
Is this really Tom?
Is this really
Well,
Tom?
first of all, great opening. Is this really Brian? I mean, come on.
Right?
Wouldn't you just go, hey, Brian May? Something like that?
Nope.
No, because
I thought
you knew it was a bit already, yeah.
I thought it was going to be the dude from Channel 10.
Matt Vieira comes through again.
Yep.
And still, first of all, he comes through and gets to do the bit, so he's 2 for 2.
That's what's so
awesome.
great about Matt Vieira.
That is what's so great about Matt Vieira. Brady Ronaldo is the hitter. He has walked and doubled in a run.
Also, another fun story about Matt Vieira. Before he was our music director, he was our promotions
Yes,
director.
yes, he was.
And the only diva fit I ever had was Matt had assigned me to a Lincoln 4th of July event that was here at McBean Park in probably 2003, 2004.
Okay.
And it was 111 degrees. And I was supposed to be here from 1 to 4. And I was driving up, and I hate the really hot heat. And I called Matt on the cell phone, which at that time was like a flip phone, and I asked him if there was going to be any shade or anything.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know.
Trees all over the place.
And
you let go on him?
I let go on him. I was, because I didn't want to be out in the heat. And I felt so bad, I bought him a big bottle of Grey Goose, which you should try.
Maybe I'll do. Well, no, I could do those. Seth England loosening up now as the runner goes on a foul ball from Ty Russell.
And I knew about the trees in the park. First 5 years in down in this area, I lived on 5th Street here in Lincoln.
There you go.
Yeah.
So why'd you have to ask that question?
Because I was hoping they'd have some shade. That's all.
Well, they were going to have the trees that have
they're not
always
going to
been.
stick me under the trees.
Where did they stick you?
Out on the road out here, 193, blistering heat.
You know who does all the parade organizing now is this guy right over here to the right, Willie Preston.
Oh.
I've done announcing on several parades,
You've been
4th of July and Christmas.
You've been the Grand Marshal, right?
Many times, but they just our car took a wrong turn and we didn't end up in the parade route. But yeah,
it's a shame.
Well, when you're the unofficial mayor of Lincoln, as long as I was, you're going to get a lot of attention. Kind of like you and John Morgan is my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lincoln will keep you humble.
It really will.
Yeah.
That's a wild pitch. Here comes Garish from third. He will score the fourth run of the inning, and the Padres now with an 8-0 advantage. Going to second, Ronaldo, who got a base on balls.
Who's the biggest rock star you ever interviewed? Because before sports, you did rock radio.
Yeah, but we didn't really do a lot of interviews in those days. I mean, there was no internet, so it was hard to get in touch with people. We had, I think our biggest, we had Maureen McCormick from Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch?
Yeah, she came in. She came into the studio one time.
I'd have kept that one to myself.
Yeah, I wasn't excited. Presidents of the United States of America came in.
Rock radio.
Yeah, yeah.
The biggest person you had was Maureen McCormick.
Well, yeah. We didn't do a lot of interviews. And we did a morning show. You don't get a lot of guys.
You
worked
were at that time 93 Rock, and
Yeah.
you guys were huge.
Yeah.
You guys were huge.
Well,
you weren't talking to James Hetfield. You weren't talking to.
Okay, well, James Hetfield didn't get up at 7:30 in the morning. No, you lose your credentials if you show up on a morning show.
That's why you record it.
That's why they record them for later in the day. They didn't put them in the morning.
Ugh.
Plus, I just answer the phones. Don't get on my case. I didn't have nothing to do with it.
He's the phone screener.
And when I set up interviews, I set them up with all kinds of different celebrities and luminaries,
Yeah,
not rock
Maureen
stars.
McCormick.
I didn't
That's
set that one up.
Did
That
they,
was
when
the
you got
studio.
done with the Maureen McCormick, were they like, great get, Phantom?
Oh, no, but I'll tell you who our greatest get was. Colonel Klink.
Okay, that is a great get, Phantom.
He was a guy. He was a conductor.
Werner Kempler?
Werner Klemper or whatever.
Klemperer.
I'll tell you, he was a conductor. And in those days, there was no internet, so you just read the newspaper to find out what was going on. And I was reading the paper. That was one of my jobs. I was reading the paper. I go, oh, Werner Klemper is conducting the Sacramento Symphony Orchestra because that's what he did. I said, well, and I said to Whitey, I said, well, this guy's here. He goes, well, let's just get him. So I said, well, I talked to him, and they won't let us ask Hogan's Heroes questions. He said, let's get him anyway. It doesn't matter. So we got him, and we asked him real conductor questions for like 15 minutes. I mean, a real interview. And he goes, at the end, we go, thanks, thanks a lot. We didn't say anything. We go, thanks a lot. He goes, rise, guys. You have been very nice. 30 days in the cooler. And we just fell apart.
Worth it.
It was totally worth it. Runners on the go. Pitch gets away.
Worth it.
Ronaldo goes to third.
You
Russell
earned his
second.
respect.
No,
Was
that's
he
what we
really
did.
German?
His name's Werner Klemper.
Or did he just slip into the accent?
I think he didn't talk like that all the time, but he went into the Klink voice
Okay.
and did it.
Oh, my
I mean,
God.
that was my approximation of the Klink
That's-
voice.
no, it was good.
I'm just saying, he threw it down to 30 days in the cooler, and
Yeah.
we were.
Yeah.
That was a walking on air on that one, my friend. It was no Brian May. Don't get me wrong. He said,
Is this-
"Right, guys, this is John Morgan.
Is this really Werner?
Is this really Phantom?" That's what he said. Padres have batted around here in the fifth inning. It'll bring back up to the plate Ty McGraw, who could have country ties, I suppose, if you're going to go with the Tim McGraw situation. I doubt it.
You
but
really didn't get many. I thought for sure.
We
like
didn't get
Billy
a lot.
Idol.
Billy Idol. We weren't playing Billy
Joe
Idol.
Armstrong, maybe like some of the.
No.
No.
Well, Billy Joe Armstrong was after we were there.
Oh,
He was
true.
late in the 90s. We were all the way through
Like Neil
until
Schon,
97.
maybe
9.
Santana.
No, we didn't. Why would they? No.
Because you were a huge rock station in
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah, but they didn't. It didn't translate in unless I forgot them all. 'Cause I
That's
didn't pay a lot of
very
attention.
possible, yeah.
I didn't pay a lot of attention. But we got Werner Klemper.
You told us that already.
Did I mention that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. That's the only one I had. Oh, and Maureen McCormick. Did I mention that? We tried to go the offbeat, is what I'm saying.
We had Jerry Springer in one time, and he was hawking a dog food, and we told him that we would let him on the air if he ate one of his dog kibbles, and he did.
Oh yeah, because he needed the promotion, dude.
Yep.
You guys were a huge station.
True pro.
We didn't have Jerry Springer. I guess
Yep.
I'm getting criticized for that too. High fly ball right field. DeMars doesn't really know where it is. The second baseman goes out, and
Ooh,
that's a
there we
nice
go.
play by Nordyke to go out and make the play. So the Potters score 4 times in the inning. We go to the 6th. Potters 8, Express nothing.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not 1 but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today. Or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
And we're back.
Thanks, Tom. Bring us in.
We're watching baseball here today. It's the Lincoln Potters against the
AE Express.
It's right there. The AE Express.
Yeah, I'm trying to help
AE
out.
Express?
Yes. Athletic Edge Express. That's what.
Not Account Executive Express.
No, out of Petaluma, California.
Gotcha.
And Tyler Hutchinson, the new pitcher. Looks like number 15, that's Will Tokar.
What's the average age of these guys? 19, 20?
19, 20, 21, yeah. So Will Tokar is going to bat for Clemens here in the 6th inning. As Tyler Hutchinson takes the mound. Perry Kyles 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs. And Tokar, who played in yesterday's game, was 0 for 1 yesterday and 1 for 3 on Friday. Hits that one back up the middle. Winters with a dive knocks it down, but it won't be enough. And Tokar will reach with an infield single to start off the top of the 6th inning. Potters in the lead 8-0. The umpire just yelled. The umpire, what did you say? Umpire just forked. Oh, okay. Thanks, ump. That's Blake Bryson. So Bryson will be the hitter. Comes on for J.T. Summers, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Hutchison delivers. And Tyler out of Roseville, California, and Sierra College is ahead 0-1 on Blake Bryson, who comes to us from Mendocino College. That one is on the corner for a strike.
That's the little girl over here. Come here, baby.
Uh-oh, something's going on with Nellie. Oh, she's going to talk to Stones. Okay. It's good that those two got together.
Got my dog in the press box here because Phantom, before the game, told me I could have my dog.
Yes,
actually, my wife could have my dog, and then we get here and there's a sign that says no pets.
I don't know that he ever touched first base. The grounder was down to the first baseman, McGraw. He went to second, but didn't touch first base to retire the batter, Bryson.
29 is now up.
So both runners are safe. And that brings up Ben Menard hitting for Lucas Schaefer. 2 on and nobody out here. I asked Voldemort, and Voldemort said he thought pets were allowed. And I see dogs walk around here sometimes, and everything's cool. So I said, okay, And I knew it was a deal breaker for you because you're just looking for an out. So I said, well, no, it's okay. I figured they'd let you in if you're here.
Am I that obvious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one's on deck. Number one on deck. Number one.
Nick Andrews is in the on-deck circle to bat for K's Drumlar.
And then 11 after that. Yeah.
And then Justin Lucas. That is outside for a ball to Ben Menard. Came on yesterday, was 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Out of the College of Marin. Inside from Tyler Hutchison. 2 balls and no strikes. Tom Maley out here for his 3rd season in a row. We're going to have the return of his former partner, Pat Still, who missed last year, and I think he did it like 2 or 3 years before that. But he gives me, he's a little bit intimidating because he has too much baseball knowledge and stuff. And he always wants to talk about what that play meant or something. And I just, he's just, he knows his stuff is what I'm saying.
He is a baseball savant.
He's a baseball dude, yeah.
He loves baseball as much as I love fishing. More than I love fishing.
And he would be a baseball coach if he could. If he could be like a baseball guide like you're a fishing guide, he would.
At some point when he's ready to sail off into the sunset, he should sail right over to some program in the area and help out because not only does he have a great knowledge of the game, he's you would attest to this. He's one of the best humans that you could ever meet.
Yeah, that's not important. Grinder out to shortstop. Winners to second for 1. They'll go to first and turn the double play. Big play by the Potters. Infield winners Russell and McGraw. It'll move and Tokar over to third. But now with 2 outs, and Nick Andrews will bat for Drumlar. First appearance for Nick in the series out of Santa Rosa Junior College. I could see Pat coming over, being in a broadcast booth. It's a lot of work, but, he would be great at it.
I'll give him a job.
Yes, we know you'd give him a job, Stones. Mine.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but people would miss me. No, after about 2 games, they wouldn't. No.
20 minutes.
Yeah. You go, who's that other guy? Yeah, you're great, Pat. Outside for a ball to Nick Andrews.
I think that I just, what's that called? An ellipse?
Yes. ...
I think I just did an ellipse on Phantom in real time.
I thought you were stifling those. So, no, those are your burps.
No, I'm past those.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's into the good beer now.
So now that you got the IPA working?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did Stones take care of that, or did one of the interns? I got to give them credit if they did.
Stones is taking care of that.
How about
and I need him to find out for me who the is it Slice Brewing?
Little
which
pop
is a
up
newer
right side.
brewery.
McGraw's going back, reaches up. Ty makes the catch, and Hutchinson's out of the inning. Top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of inning number 6. Potters still on top, 8-0.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of 5 Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number 1. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're 5 Star Bank. How can we help you?
Like the horns on my Silverado grill, and I buy the bar double round.
Coming out here, bottom of the 6th inning from McBean Stadium in lovely Lincoln, California. Our new pitcher is Seth England out of the College of Marin. The third pitcher for the Express. Page went the first 4 innings, then Cruz pitched inning number 5. Mark the Phantom low, Tom Maley, Stones McCoy. And we've got Cal Elvis coming up to the plate to take over for Brian Williams here to start off the bottom of the 6th. So Elvis out of Vacaville will take over for probably the hottest Potters hitter. Brian was 2 for 3 today, drove in a run, had a double, had a single, and scored one. So he has been on fire lately. He was our player of the game a couple of days ago out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. So named not because it's in the middle of the state, but because they were going to build an Air Force base there, called it Midwest Air Base. So they named the city Midwest to go with the air base. Then they changed the name of the air base to honor some general or something. So that's the story of that. I know you were concerned about that.
If you don't think Phantom Research is, you're thinking wrong.
I got to do something while I'm sipping all that bourbon. Cal Elvis, the hitter, takes the ball from Seth England. I mean, you're sipping bourbon for like 2 hours to try to get through this much. You know, you got to read something. Midwest City, Oklahoma, pretty good place. Swing and a miss by Cal Elvis, 1-1. So, Tom, how would you stack up year 3 of your performance against the first 2 years?
Oh, this one's definitely third.
You're very comfortable. You're very relaxed.
I am
love that.
Well, I haven't had a mic in front of me in 3 weeks.
Wow, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I guess there is a little bit of like release going on, but.
You think you'll get the hang of it by the 7th inning, or are we going to just kind of close the door on you?
Well, you know me, Phantom. I really don't know a lot about baseball, so no.
That has not come through at all, as far as I can tell. I mean, I could put Nellie on here, and she would probably give me the same kind of level of analysis. But that's not why you're here. You're here for the human interest. You're here for the
I think I'm
and you're
falling
nailing
short there
that.
too.
You're nailing that.
So,
I mean, criticizing me from my interviews from a show that I was on 30 years ago. Who wouldn't enjoy that?
Did I criticize him, Stones? I don't think I criticized him.
Don't turn to Stones for support because he'll always go against
I was
me.
a little bit surprised that big rock station. You never had
now
big rock artists on.
You're going to
that's
double
all.
down on that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a fishing story from your first couple of months as a full-time fishing guide. What's the biggest thing you've hooked? And I'm not talking about clients.
We got our biggest fish of the of the season out on Folsom yesterday. A former colleague of ours, Jennifer Wood, who used to work at KNCI years and years ago.
Yeah,
she bought her boyfriend a gift of fishing back in December for Christmas.
Okay.
And so we went out yesterday, and she reeled in a 26-pound, 8-pound salmon.
Whoa.
A 26-inch, 8-pound salmon. Yeah, landlocked salmon. Landlocked king salmon. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
She did great. Yeah, so that's the biggest fish we got this year.
Now, what was your part? What was your portion of this accomplishment?
Netting it.
How did you help her?
Get the net. Yeah.
That's it?
Yep.
You didn't give her any instructions or anything? You're the guy.
Yeah, there's that too.
And you took her out to their spot, right?
Yeah.
You knew where to go.
Yeah. You
don't sell yourself short. You were a huge part of this.
So I've been fishing Folsom Lake for almost 30 years.
There you go.
And anybody who has fished Folsom Lake, they know that it can be a bit finicky.
Okay.
And I like to call Folsom Lake the psycho girlfriend.
Easy. Yeah, come on. What are you taking out a body of water now? What are you doing? Jason Hansen's a bat, although I don't know how he can even bat all this slander.
The psycho significant other.
Okay, yeah. It's fine, yeah. Because she'll turn on you.
Exactly.
Okay, so just say that.
Make your day and break your heart.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But that's part of the challenge. With Folsom, it's quality over quantity. You get some really beautiful fish out there.
Lifted by Hansen to center field. Mason coming in. Makes a dive and it drops it. Picks it up. He can go to second, and he does, but not in time. So it ends up being a single for Hansen. Runners at first and second, nobody out here in the 6th, and Tristan Russell is the next hitter. So
Center
bottom
fielder
line
went down on his knees.
Yes, he did. Well, he kind of the wind, I think, kind of held that ball up. He thought it was going to be a lot deeper than it was, and just came in. At the end, he went, "I'm not going to get there."
Now, if you were coaching that young man, what would you tell him? Because after he bobbled the ball, he still had a chance to make the play, but he kind of underhanded it and What would you tell him in retrospect if you were watching
What would
tape
I
with him?
tell him?
Yeah.
Well, we would talk about the read he got off the bat. Probably would be the first thing. He did the right thing at the end. I mean, he tried to get it to second base to get the force out.
Right.
It just was a little off target. His instinct was good. I mean, he just was victimized by the wind, and it was a little further away from him than he thought. I mean, I don't know why you want to just get on the kid.
I'm not.
I would support him. I would try to support him. Is what I would
admiring
do.
the fact that you're not getting on the kid.
No, I'm not.
You have a natural ability to coach.
That's right.
good.
Yeah, because I don't yell at the kid right away. You would go, "What's wrong with you?" And that's not the way to coach.
No,
Maybe that's why you haven't mentored Sydney that well.
When I was a coach, back in Little League,
well, then you
I
had
would
the
have the guy who was my assistant. I would say, "Hey, Eric has something to say to you."
Okay. Eric has something to say to you?
Yeah.
To what, a 9-year-old?
Yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric has something to say to you. And why would Eric just lay it down?
And Eric would lay it down because Eric knew baseball.
So we will put it in terms
I
they
was
could
more of a
understand.
rah-rah guy.
You were more
I
an
was-
organizational,
You know
like
what
a
I
mid-level
would-
manager.
Oh.
Russell rips one to right field. That is
Oh.
over the head of DeMars in right. Actually, that's Tokar in right. Here comes one run. Here comes the second run. The throw's going to go to third. Diving in safe is Russell with a triple.
Oh,
Throw
go,
gets
go,
away
go,
and
go,
says-
go.
And he decides not to because he heard you say go.
See, what I should have said is, Eric, what should he do?
Eric, he wants to have a word with you. Well, Tristan Russell picks up 2 more runs batted in. It's a 2-run triple.
To put it in sort of layman's terms or semi-current terms, I was Ted Lasso and Eric was Coach Beard.
Okay, so
Okay.
you were the rah-rah guy and he was the,
Yeah.
the nuts and bolts guy. Yeah. But I just find that Eric has something to say to you to be kind of odd to say to a 10-year-old, you know. Or I just have Eric go talk to him right away. Why do we need you in the whole thing anyway?
I had a kid once, his name was Cooper. And
All right.
Cooper, we were working on diving back to first base if you were leading off.
Okay, that's a good thing to do.
All the kids were getting it. Cooper was not.
All right.
And every single time we were doing the first base drills, he would slide back into first. It's like, Cooper, come on, man. And we were first game after working on those drills. I was first base coach.
There you go.
Cooper was a big kid for his age. He was 6th grade and he was like 6'1".
Big kid, Cooper.
Big kid,
Yeah, big
Cooper.
kid. Yeah.
And he's leading off, and I'm first base coach. And pitcher throws over to first, and Cooper slides feet first, back in.
Yeah.
He's safe.
Sharp grinder down to third, picked up and across the diamond by Boyd, and out at first base is Aiden Chang, but scoring is Russell. So Chang picks up an RBI on his first official at bat of the day. 1 out, 3 runs in for the Potters, and Trip Garish will be the hitter.
And I looked at him and I said, Cooper, dive. And as he's brushing himself off, he looks at me like he's talking to a kindergartner, and he says, I don't dive, coach. So I
First
said,
of all,
Eric, come talk to this kid.
Eric has something to say to you, Coop. Coop's bigger than you and Eric, so it doesn't really matter.
Brushing himself off, and he says,
I don't dive, coach.
I don't dive, coach.
But that is really unnatural to slide feet first back into first base.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Cooper.
Cooper
He's
should-
always making it a little harder than it needed to be.
But at least he knew his limitations.
He knew what his thing was.
Yeah.
And a lot of people never figured that out.
No,
So
and-
God bless Cooper.
Chopper over the mound. Handled it short to first, not in time.
Ooh, he
It's an
snow coned
infield
that
hit
thing, though. That was a
by
nice
Trip
little
Garish.
grab there.
It
Did you
was
see
a
I
nice
said snow
play.
coned?
I know that,
Yeah.
and that has no real basis in reality, but I like that. As
I want to give a shout out to Slice Beer Company, Beasts of Clay.
Oh, yeah, those
West
are nice,
Coast
aren't they?
India Pale Ale. Where are these guys located? Do you know, Stones?
now there's
Phantom,
some,
why don't you look that up on your little trivia phone?
yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Did they see any of the T-shirts down there, Stones? Those Sunday Slice T-shirts are really cool.
6th Street in Lincoln.
Okay, well that's right over there. We can go by there on the way
It's in
home.
between 4th and 6th.
No,
5th, 7th.
6 is between 4th and
5th and
5th.
7th.
Yeah. Yeah, you take
Okay,
the
don't
number.
get me
take-
anymore.
all right, here's what you do,
right.
Tom. You take a number 6, and
Yeah.
you go one higher would be 7, and one lower would be 5.
I've never been very good at
Yeah,
math, and
yes,
Pat will tell you
yes.
that.
Well, Pat can't be here. He has to work. Not like you.
By himself?
Left center field. Asen going after it. Nice catch out in center field. Retires Brady Rinaldo, making a bid for extra bases, but instead he is the second out of the inning, and Ty Russell will be our hitter.
Nellie's still in here? Oh, there she is.
And Nellie's
My
hanging
dog.
around. Yeah, she's hanging around.
I won't let her go anywhere. We're good friends.
She will chase the ball.
Well, that would be good. Let's put her out on the field. Maybe that's why they don't allow dogs in here.
That's a good point.
Let's put her on the field and see if that works out. Couple of hits and a walk for Ty Russell. Swing and a miss. Seth England going from the windup with a runner on first, which is unusual. But in this case, worked out fine. See, usually, Tom, when there's a runner at first, you would work from the stretch, and so the runner would not get a big lead. But I think Seth just forgot about that and just went from the windup, and the runner just said, you know, that's all right. I'm good. He delivers a strike to Ty Russell.
Eric knew that.
Eric would have known
Yeah,
that,
he would
and
have
I
known
think
that.
when Seth came off the mound, they'd say, you know, Eric wants to have a word
Yeah.
with you. Yeah.
1-1? Or no. Oh, 0-2. Yeah, 0-2.
Swing and a miss, and he got him on strikes. The Potters put up 3 more. In the 6th, we go to the 7th. They're on top, 11-0. We have nobody.
Hey, you might want to
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place.
Top of the inning, number 7. And we got, I think that's Justin Lucas at the plate. And the catcher for Mason Cox. He'll be making his first appearance at the plate. Cox was 0 for 2 while he was in there. And Justin Lucas takes the strike from Tyler Hutchinson. Justin out of Sonoma State University. He's followed by, we think, Brady Boyd. But this is the time of the game when the Express start to move people around, so we'll wait until he actually comes to the plate. But Lucas is up here now with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Tom Maley with me up here, along with Stones McCoy doing the engineering today as that ball's lifted down the right field line and out of play.
So growing up
Dante
in the
Coyote.
Bay Area, Phantom.
Yeah, Vallejo. Yeah,
Did you
East
grow
Bay.
up with anybody who, went on to, do something with their lives?
In the sense of getting a job, is that what you mean?
Yeah. Just
Hutchinson to first base, and he got him at first base. Tyler Hutchinson, what a play. Throws out Lucas at first on the chopper for the out.
someone that might be, like a future trivia question that you might ask.
I don't think so. No, not at my age. No, they've pretty much done what they're going to do already. And there was nobody in my class that was world famous or anything, if that's what you mean. Now, Vallejo's known for C.C.
You're
Sabathia.
it, basically.
Basically. I used to be, yeah. C.C. Sabathia, but he was several years behind me, but he's probably Vallejo's
same
most
high school?
well-known.
He went to the
no,
same
he
high
went to Vallejo High School. I went to Hogan High School, which isn't there anymore. So 1 out here in the 7th inning. Granted down the first base line. That's Dante Chiotti, who is in here, making his first appearance. Taking over for Brady Boyd, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. Chiotti started the first 2 games of the series, was 1 for 6, and takes a fastball or a breaking ball on the inside corner. It's 2-2.
So what was it like when the Giants came out to San Francisco?
It was awesome. I went to a Giants game. The first year they came out to San Francisco, Candlestick Park wasn't ready yet.
Were you a Giants fan before?
No, I wasn't a Giants fan.
It was just,
I'm a Dodgers fan. Well, actually, when they came out, I wasn't an anything fan because I was like 5 years old, so I didn't really. But I was a Dodger fan a little bit later. But when they came out, they didn't play Candlestick Park. There was one year they played at Seals Stadium, and I actually went to a game at Seals Stadium. And I think I went in, it's like a swirling of memories. I went into the locker room and met this guy named Leon Wagner, who was my first favorite player.
How'd you get into the locker room?
Well, my grandfather was with the Elks Club, and the Elks Club had a real strong relationship with the Giants, even from then. You know, they would go down every Friday on a home game and have like behind the home plate season tickets and stuff. So they were really closely aligned. And we knew a guy who was also a sports writer, so we got into the locker room, and I met Leon Wagner. Daddy Wags, they called him. That was his nickname, which is a good nickname. I have no idea what it means. It's probably bad. But anyway, he was my first favorite player. And then we used to go down and visit my grandparents. He's a left field single. That's Cam Duran. In there is a pinch hitter for DeMars, and he singles to left with 2 outs. 4th hit of the game for the Express. And that will bring up Justice Brinson batting for Nordyke. So Nordyke was 0 for 2, Brinson in the game. So yeah, we used to visit my grandparents and go to Dodger games, and I became a Dodger fan. Fastball is outside for a ball. But yeah, when they first came out, I think that was 57 or 58. And then they went into Candlestick in 59.
My sister dated a Harlem Globetrotter.
Was it Meadowlark Lemon?
Steamboat.
Willie?
It was Steamboat. It was,
I think it was Steamboat.
He was part of the Globetrotters that toured the West Coast. Like
he's on the West Coast
There
chapter.
was a West Coast and East Coast.
Yeah.
We had, instead of Meadowlark Lemon, we had Geese Osby.
Oh, Geese Osby was awesome.
Steamboat Hall?
Was he, what was his position on the team? Was he the funniest guy?
He was like a power forward.
Was the he was the guy that got all the dunks and stuff.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All you got is just Steamboat.
Steamboat Hall. No, they played the local college in our hometown near Olympia.
Yeah.
And she was going to college there. And then after the game, he came out and he was wearing a mink coat.
Of course.
And and Kathy, my sister, was there.
And she fell hard right away.
And I was there, yeah. And she took me home, and then she went back over to the St.
What a
Martin's
great
Pavilion.
story.
Yeah. I was 7.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, great. That's great. And
it was
did he
Steamboat
swing? No, he
Hall. I'm
didn't.
pretty sure that was his name. I'm going to look it
Brinson
up.
gets the walk. Look that up. Xavier Dominguez will be our next hitter. He is number 24. He is batting for in the leadoff spot for Mason. And since it's
Showboat Hall.
Oh, Showboat Hall.
Showboat Hall.
Yeah.
One of the greatest clown princes in Harlem Globetrotters
I think I
history.
remember that. Yeah. That's good
There
stuff
he is.
right there. Showboat. Where's
So
his-
long ago that the picture's in black and white.
Wow.
And he's
that's
wearing
crazy.
Converse.
I know those are sweet shoes.
Which you wore when we would play at Willow Creek in
did.
the early 2000s.
I did, because that's all I had. Strike one to Dominguez, who takes over from Mason. That makes him the dueling dog batter. And Tom, in the 7th inning, they're still dueling dogs, so if he strikes out, half
good.
off dueling dogs. You got excited about that last time.
I love
There's
dueling
strike two.
dogs. Great place to take your dogs.
I know.
It's a beautiful property.
Well, they have to allow dogs. It's in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this was McBean Dog Stadium, then they would allow dogs in
The
here.
cool thing about dueling dogs is they have runner ducks. And if you've never seen runner ducks, ducks
I don't know what that
themselves are
is.
hilarious, but like runner ducks are the next level up. They're like the
Runner ducks?
Robin Williams of ducks.
So
they're hilarious.
they just
looking.
run? What are they?
Yes, they run. They run everywhere. They got really long necks and they run around all over. If they're not swimming.
Are you making up
No,
a whole
I'm not.
species?
No, runner ducks.
Runner ducks.
Runner ducks, yeah. They've got really
And
long
what do
necks.
they do with dueling dogs? I've been to dueling
They
dogs.
have
I
a
didn't see any
big
ducks.
pond there.
I know. I've been there. I didn't see any runner ducks, and they wouldn't run if they were in the pond.
No, but when they swim in the pond, they look like they're running.
Now I think you're making it up.
I'm not making it up. Runner ducks.
Call strike three. Half off dueling dogs. Top of the 7th
wait,
is
what,
over.
really?
Let's all stretch, Tom. It's
Good job.
7th inning stretch. Good job. 50% off. Go right down there to the Brick and Barrel backyard. We're back right after this. Bottom of the 7th. The Potters lead it 11 to
All the
nothing.
underground, all the joint trench, and all the top side included with it.
We are putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
If you're in need of a seasoned DUI attorney, contact the law office of Samuel D. Burns Incorporated. We are familiar with the laws surrounding your case, and we will work diligently to minimize the negative impact following a DUI charge. With a proven track record, Sam Burns works on your behalf to provide a positive outcome. He's been able to save his clients' driver's licenses and negotiate more favorable terms. Visit our website.
Bottom of inning number 7, Julian Corey is the new pitcher out of Arizona State University. He is the 4th pitcher after Paige Cruz in England for the Express as they trail it 11 to nothing. The Potters will be sending up Kenneth Winters to start off on the bottom of the 7th. Mark the Phantom Low along with Tom Maley. And Tom, you were telling us about your sister in the Globetrotter, which is a great name for a story.
Showboat Hall.
Showboat Hall and the Globetrotters. It reminded me when I had you on my Phantom Talk Show, which is on the Stones Broadcast Network's YouTube, and you can watch it. It's awesome. And you were an awesome guest. But you told me of all the names that you had when you were doing radio up in the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was hysterical. And I want you to, if you can, run through a couple of them for us now. You were a commander or something? What?
I was Tom Hansen.
Tom
and
Hansen.
I was Brian Taylor. And then I was Commander Tom.
Winters sends one out to left center field. And eventually the left fielder makes the catch for the out. That is Duran out there.
And when I got the name Commander Tom, it was a program director at a station in Seattle, and I said, "Why?
Yeah.
Why Commander?" No, he originally wanted to call me Banana Tom.
Yeah, Banana Tom.
Yeah. And
Which
I said,
I thought was
"Why
amazing."
Banana? And he said, "Because your name goes well with fruit."
And you were pretty pleased by that.
No, I wasn't. I said, I understand your point, but I would rather have a different name. And then he came up with Commander, and I just quickly said, yeah.
Yeah, but who comes up in there? And do you wonder about
It
your
just shows
leadership?
you the depth of thought of most radio program directors.
Banana Tom.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for the compliment, but.
Dominguez with the catch out in center field of a ball that finally came down from Ty McGraw. 2 outs here in the 7th. And yeah, Commander Tom. But what? Now, did you do traffic or something on? What were you doing as Commander Tom, or were you just doing a radio show?
I did nights. I did a show called Crying, Loving, or Leaving. So,
crying, loving, or leaving?
Yeah. So if you were crying, loving, or leaving, you could
no,
call
are
in
you,
a request.
What are you, an advice columnist, like advice guy?
Basically, yeah. People would call in and.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. And the number one requested song was it was a song by an artist named Dan Seals, and it was called "If I Only Had One Friend Left, I'd Want It to Be You."
That's the worst title I've ever heard. And that's
in the right situation.
That was England Dan and John Ford Coley, or was that?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was the same guy. Yeah.
I really want to see you tonight. That's their song.
Yeah.
And he went from there and just took that out and said, "If I only have one friend, I want to make it you."
I'm not talking about the linen, and I don't want to change your life.
No, I thought he said, "I'm not talking about moving in."
But
you thought it was linen?
I thought it was linen, and
no,
it
that makes
sense.
It does
Yes.
make sense because when you move in, you get new linens
Yes.
and stuff. Sure, yeah. There's a warm wind blowing through the stars tonight.
And
I
I really love to see
you tonight.
There's
yeah.
a warm wind blowing through the stars tonight, and I really love to see you tonight.
And then he went from that to, "If I only have one friend, I want it to be you." That's
you really want to have your heart
depressing.
Listen,
that is really depressing.
Listen to a song called "All That Glitters Is Not Gold." That might be the most depressing country song ever written, and it's beautiful. It's a great song. Am I right? Yes. It's a beautiful song.
Elvis
God, it's sad.
It is so sad. On that note, we'll go to the top of the 8th inning. Potters on top, 11-0. Top of inning number 8 against my better judgment. Tom Maley's still here with me, and against my even better judgment, Stones McCoy still employed as he and Tom are united in a campaign to make England Dan or somebody a popular vocalist.
Dan Seals was the man's name.
Will Tokar. Now that's Seals and Crofts' brother. Did you know that? England Dan, and that guy's...
he was a cousin of the Seals from Seals and Crofts.
I think it's his brother.
And they also had a cousin who was in a country band called Little Texas, Brady Seals.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Did you know that Seals and Crofts were in a band that had Glenn Campbell in it?
I didn't.
Nope, that's true.
But
went down the rabbit hole.
I'm going to tell you a fun story about Seals and Crofts here in just a moment.
Well, can we let Will Tokar back first? Because he would like your attention as he's up to the plate. Bobby Remedi is the new pitcher for the Potters.
I hope there's some old people listening that know these references.
Bobby making his 5th appearance, 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks. I'm sure there are many that know that you were going to be on. They say, what's that guy been doing? Swing and a miss. Remedi gets him on strikes for the first out. Now, please proceed, sir.
I was at a fair up in Washington called it was the Evergreen State Fair, and it was up, I think, I forget what town it was in, but it was north of Seattle, and Seals and Crofts, Herman's Hermits.
I loved Herman's
played
Hermits.
I was standing in line to get a hot dog behind the dude from
Peter Noon?
Yes.
Oh, I
yes.
loved Herman's Hermits.
And he got the works.
Peter Noon got the works?
Yeah, he got the works. So
Peter Noon, Noone.
Correct.
No one.
Yeah.
No one.
Mrs.
That's right.
Brown, you go to
yeah.
lovely.
That-
Yeah.
Mrs.
So
Brown,
Seals and
you go-
Crofts
yeah.
were playing that night because the
Grinder down to third. Backhand, a nice play by Ranello at third. Nice job throwing across the diamond to get him at first for the second out.
this is just secondhand, so I can't
Okay, you
verify.
can't verify.
But I was told, because I was broadcasting from out there, that I had to say that Seals and Crofts had to postpone their show. It wasn't going to happen.
Oh, that's too bad.
The official story, or the unofficial story, again, hearsay.
Sure.
Why don't you go ahead and do this call?
This is Ben Menard. I just want to mention that it's Ben Menard, and that previous hitter was Blake Bryson. Just want to let them know.
Now, when you think Seals and Crofts, you think the epitome of soft 1970s rock.
Yacht rock, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. One of them, Seals or Crofts, had hit the other one over the head with. They were in a trailer, and they were in an argument.
Yeah.
And one of them tore the fan off of above the oven, above
Yes.
the stove. you
Yeah,
know?
the cover, right.
Tore that off and hit the other one over the head with it.
Oh, man.
And so not only did they cause
Summer breeze.
makes me
feel
feel
fine. Crash.
Yes. And so they had to postpone their concert. And I think eventually they canceled.
I think they should have come out with bandages on and
What's that?
stuff
What's
and
going
taken
on
care
there?
of that. One
So-
ball and 2 strikes. So you saw Herman's Hermits?
I didn't see the show. I just saw
Oh, man.
Peter Noon.
Strike 3 call, and Remedi goes through a very quick, very tight 1-2-3 top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Potters up 11-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
We are in the bottom of inning number 8. They sang Friends in Low Places, Tom, and I think they expected you to join in.
Oh,
You know,
is that what that was?
That's your genre, man, you know.
See, what people don't realize is that DJs do not pay attention to the songs while the songs are playing.
Okay, but you're not
because
a DJ.
we
anymore.
are so self-absorbed. We're just talking
Just
to each
talking-
other
How
about
do you think
each
I
other.
did? How do you think I was? You were good. How do you think I was?
Yeah, somebody
that's
asked me the other day, when you're on the, do you listen to the songs? Like, yeah, the intro and the outro. Like,
Yes.
I can tell you any song, the first 5 or 6 notes, or the ending, and I'm sure you could be the same way. I would be country, you would be rock.
good. Yeah, although, when you do sports talk, you don't, you lose that. It goes
but you
away.
guys used to have the hot contemporary bumpers back then.
Absolutely. Jason Hansen's our hitter. He's 2 for 4 in this one. He has a couple of runs scored and has driven in one. Out of Roseville, California, and UC Davis.
What high school in Roseville?
We'd have to ask Jason about that. Because
Jason!
There's several. You've never been so prone to yelling as you are today. That's
can't
the
hear me.
third time you've screamed in the microphone. What would Pat say? You know what he'd say? He'd say, Eric would like to have a word with you. That's what he would say. We think Wood Creek.
Okay, Wood Creek. All right, good. Yeah.
Yeah, if you scream it loud enough, somebody's going to hear you that knows.
Wood Creek's had good baseball program for a long time.
Yes, they have. And
They used
Jason
to
would be part of it.
Smoke us in Roseville West.
Well, that's because of your coaching. You and Eric.
No. It's incorrect.
I didn't know that you coached. I knew you coached, but I didn't know you coached that much.
We went to TOC.
Well, that's pretty good.
And our best hitter, Imani, we were playing against the Folsom team. In the second game, we won the first game.
Okay.
It was 111 degrees.
Every story you tell is 111
right?
degrees.
Everything is hot.
Yes. Yeah, that's the second
Yeah,
111.
That's true. What was the other one?
When you came out to Lincoln for the.
It was 111 then too. Yes.
Yeah, same town. Yeah,
Yes.
of course it was. Yeah.
No, you won't like me when it's 111.
You won't be here in 111. I'll tell you that right now. You can't bring the dog either.
But Imani was our best hitter, and we were down 1 run, and it was the last inning, and he gets up, and they had a girl pitcher.
Okay.
And she smoked him, and right then I realized, like, it doesn't matter. Gender does not matter. There are
That's
good
a
athletes.
great story.
It doesn't matter.
That's. Are you going to be on Pride Night with that story or something? That's a great
No,
story.
I'm just
It's like-
saying.
it just crystallized to you
Like,
that
there
it
would
doesn't
be
matter.
people who
Yeah.
wouldn't want a girl playing baseball, and she should have been out there because she was better than our best hitter.
Tristan Russell, the hitter, had a 2-run triple last time. Hits a ground ball out to second base. He'll go to second for 1 and not be able to get it to first base. A little bit off balance out there was Nick Andrews taking the throw across his body, but it's a fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. Russell's at first base, and Aiden Chang, who's had a very, I don't know. We got a pinch hitter coming up, Stones? Yeah, Brady Fern. It's like Brady Fern. So Fern will hit for Chang, who was hit by a pitch 3 times and grounded to third and drove in a run. So he had 1 official at bat. He had 1 run scored. He had 1 run driven in. And he gives away to Brady Fern from Citrus
So
Heights.
did he just not want to get hit again?
I think he told the coach, he goes, look, coach.
Right.
The bullets are flying out there, bro. It's like Saving Private Ryan out here. I got to be dodging stuff, you know?
You know what I just started watching 24 years later? Band of Brothers.
There you go.
Never. I thought it was like 2011 or something. I had no idea it was 24 years ago.
Well, you were busy for a long time.
No,
And
there's
you
no
didn't notice
excuse.
the passage of time
It's-
that much.
Oh, you mean warming up? Sorry.
Okay, I am going to say that I think they called him safe at second base since he's still out there.
It's a good observation.
Nobody made the point to me that I guess coming across the bag, Nick Andrews did not step on second base. And Fern takes a big cut and misses.
2-6.
2 balls and 1 strike.
So, wait, no, unless maybe.
Pottas with some activity in the bullpen.
2-8.
That's check swing. It gets away from the catcher. Pottas will move up to second and third now.
Connor Doucette warming up.
It's like Connor Doucette, the right-hander, in the bullpen out of the Woodlands in Texas. So nobody out here in the 8th inning. Runners now at second and third with Fern at the plate. A 3-ball and 1 strike count. Trip Garish is scheduled next. That is on the corner for a strike. 3-2. Now, what would you do to your kids if they threw the bat thinking they walked and it was called a strike? Would that be?
He didn't
Eric
throw the
wants,
bat, though.
He was about to. I'm not picking on Brady. It just reminded me.
He was just going to toss it over to the side.
Well, yeah.
You think he was being a little demonstrative?
No, I do not think that. He chopped it out towards shortstop. To first, in the dirt, scooped up at first base, and I played by Ben Menard. It's an RBI ground out for Brady Fern, as coming in to score is Hanson. Going to third base, actually staying at second base was Tristan Russell, and that'll bring up Trip Garish.
Well, what's your take on that then?
No, I'm saying, would you, in that case, would you ask, hey, Eric wants to talk to you? Is that something Eric would handle? If it's a...
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
You think guys...
Should I?
No.
Or you're a more traditional guy?
Well, it's a bad look.
What's your take on a bat flip?
Oh, I don't mind a bat flip, although we had the greatest bat flip of all time here.
Here?
There's a chopper down to first base.
Please explain. Oh.
Flipped over to first, and they get him. Yes, they did. Nice play at first base by Menard and by the pitcher covering for the second out. Moving to third is Tristan Russell. We had a guy, this is like the second or third year of the Potters, and we had a guy from Cuba. What was his name? His name was
all I remember is Bazooka.
Yeah, something like he had a crazy.
That's all you need to remember.
Anyway,
is Bazooka.
He was from Cuba, and we were playing the Chico Heat, and they were a really good team. They had really good pitching, and they were beating us like 7-2 or something like that late in the game. As that one's popped up, call it second by Brinson, and he'll make the catch for the out. So the Potters come up with one. We'll find out the rest of that story when we come back in the top of the ninth. It's 12-0 in favor of Lincoln.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in our store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
Top of the ninth inning, Connor Doucette is the new pitcher for the Potters. He's facing Nick Andrews to start off this ninth inning, and he throws it inside for a ball. Doucette, third appearance, 2 innings, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. No runs allowed so far. He's out of the Woodlands in Texas, and he will start off against Nick Andrews. Then Justin Lucas and Chiati. That one is down low for a ball. Tom Maley here with us, along with Stones McCoy, who just horned in on our pictures, tried to take some commemorative pictures, and Stones had to hog him. He just had to, all the attention in the photo just went straight to him.
Yep.
Chopper down the third baseline is foul.
If you're just joining us, I've added absolutely nothing to the broadcast today. So.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's why you're here.
I'm here so that you listening at home or in your car or wherever can go, oh, I could do that.
Yes, yes. But do I want to?
Exactly.
Do I want to hang out with those people? Pop up. Shortstop calling for it. It's Winters makes the catch for the first down. So Potters will have the day off tomorrow. We're back on Tuesday, 6:35 against the Pleasanton Jacks. And then 1 day off on Wednesday, and then a 3-game series against the Peloteros Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday at 7:05 or 6:35, and then Friday and Saturday at 7:05.
All right. So, Phantom, given that you were an OG rock radio disc jockey before the whole sports thing came along, I know you said you set up calls and
yes, that's what I did.
But you're more than that. Who are your top 3? Just straight up rock and roll bands of all time. Straight up just rock and roll.
Again, we have to define our terms. Rock and roll, Beatles rock and roll?
We're just talking rock and roll.
Okay. I like the Beatles. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if you're going to talk, I have to have one group to blow it out, so it's going to be Black Sabbath.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go softer and go with Steely Dan.
Wow, okay.
And then after that, if you're going to go deeper, I'll probably have Pearl Jam next. But there's a lot of groups out there, the Rolling Stones, the Who, and everybody. I have to go back and put the Kinks in there because they definitely are in my top.
Kinks don't get enough love.
No, they do not get enough love. So I would say Beatles. I would say Black Sabbath, the Kinks, Steely Dan, and that's a hit batter, and Pearl Jam. Tyler Swanson was in as the hitter, and he is hit by a pitch. So 1 out, 1 on, and we have another battle. Let's take a look at number 7. That is Mario Zarco. Mario was on the mound for an inning yesterday, and he is a pinch hitter, batting in the place of Dante Chiatti. Hits it sharply to second. That could be 2. Flip it to short for 1. Over to first. Got it by a step, and that's your ball game. Well, Tom Maley.
Hey, that was a short game.
That was a short game. Now you can say it and not jinx us.
That was a short game.
Great job, Tom. Potters come out and win 12-0. They will sweep the series 3-0. Return to action on Tuesday. We'll return with some post-game with the great Tom Maley right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
And welcome. Thank you. I thought you had an open or something, Stones. I thought we had a fancy open for our post game. Post game after the Potters get the win 12-0 over the AE Express and extend their season record to 10-1. Take the series 3-0. Tom Maley, you're my post game guest. You were not the player of the game, but you're still the post game guest. You're my player of the game, my friend.
Yeah.
Your third year. Thanks so much for coming out, man. I really enjoyed it.
I love being out here. I don't know that anybody else loves me being out here, but I love sitting here with you. This is great. You and I have been friends for a long, long time, and you are honestly one of the people I know, and I just think it's so great that we can reconnect like this.
It means almost nothing to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And next year, if you come back, we'll see if we can get your dog in. You know.
Like outside of the press box?
We're going to put your dog on the field or something.
That'd be a huge step up.
If you would train your dog to retrieve foul balls or something, I can get him on the field.
If the balls can be like doctored to look like squirrels, I think we're in there.
But you don't ever want the dog to catch a squirrel. That would be very, very bad.
Actually, I kind of do. Yeah.
No, you don't.
I just want to see how that's going to play out.
Very nasty. So we talked about it all during the game. Just retired. You started your fishing business, which you've been having part-time, and now you're doing it full-time. Let people know how they can get in touch with you.
It's gtnetfishing.com, Get the Net Fishing. And I've been doing it for 5 years, but now I'm doing it full-time. Fish Folsom, Collins Buller's Bar this year. And I just love doing it. I love fishing. I've fished since I was a little kid, and I got to do the best job in the whole wide world, and now I get to do another best job in the whole wide world.
So if I hire you, do I have to bring my own boat, or do you have a boat for me, or do I bring my own fishing equipment,
I have the boat.
or do you have equipment?
No, I need you to bring the boat.
Because here's the thing, I'm the new guy. I don't know anything about this. I'm trying to. I don't need
Stones.
You got to
work with him.
Don't be a smart aleck. I'm trying to hire
him out.
you.
I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
No, we have all the gear. You just bring like whatever you want to eat and drink. Or, in your case, if you want to bring a pillow to nap on, and then it would just go out.
Insure in the refrigerator? Is it in the cooler? Insure already, or do I have to bring
you got to bring your own insure.
Okay,
I don't provide the insure.
So gtnetfishing.com.
Yes.
And they just go on
and
there and find out all about you.
Because of who you are.
Are you going to give a discount?
I will
discount?
give you a 6% discount.
You'll give me the 6%?
Yes.
Or will you give it to everybody and call it the Phantom discount?
Yes.
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 I feel so good.
6% discount.
Call it. Mention me and get 6% off.
Yes. I will get back to you tomorrow with all the people that email me.
Yes, I would like to see. I'm sure there's going to be a contingent.
I'm sure it's going to take up an hour or two of my time in the
Well,
morning.
I mean, that'll get you some.
So, honestly, this is so much fun, and you guys do such a great job, and this is such a wonderful local event. Earlier, the Lincoln Potters Peacock was doing a dance-off with
that's the best thing he does.
A dozen and a half kids, and this is something. It's almost like in our world today, there are fewer and fewer things that you can go to and take your kids to and just have a blast and not worry about a thing. This is one of them, and I cannot recommend highly enough to come up here. My wife was out there for 9 innings. She loves baseball anyway.
She does.
It's good baseball. We saw a fun game today. And now the kids are running around the bases. They're sliding into home.
They're having a great time.
If you're 8, 9, 10 years old, this is so much fun. You're going to go home with a smile on your face, and you're probably going to sleep well tonight because it's been a great day.
And so
and you're going to sleep well tonight because you're 72.
Because I'm old. But I want to pay your wife. I'm going to pay your wife a compliment, not only because she takes care of you and everything. She's your caregiver. But she was out here. She watched the whole game, and she was in here on the couch talking to the dog, and she snuck out, but she knew we were on camera, and she stayed down low, and so she wouldn't be on camera. We have people, interns, who just walk blatantly across the back and just go, "Hey, what's up, you guys?" And one of them was Jordan, and he worked here for 3 years. And they're walking along, and they're looking in the camera going, "Are you guys doing something?" And your wife knew enough to go, "I got to stay out of the shot." So great job.
Carson, come over here. Carson's one of your guys that's behind the scenes.
Yes, I know. I work here. I know who Carson is.
No, I'm telling this for the people.
Oh, those people, yeah.
The people.
Okay, why don't you tell the people
where's the camera at? Right there?
One of your homespun stories from the country world.
So this guy, like if you're from the Sacramento area, his dad is Ken Morton Jr. His grandpa is Ken Morton Sr.
You don't have to look in the camera. It's right up there.
Where is it? I thought it was here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can see that he's on
the camera. No, it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's right here.
I know that.
I'm playing to the camera.
And doing a great
Would you
job.
shush?
You're doing a great job, too. Why don't you put on your bucket hat?
Anyway, this kid is golf royalty in Sacramento, but he's also just good human royalty in Sacramento. Look at the dimple. Look at that right there.
What are we doing?
Huh?
What are we doing?
Are you
This is
single?
a post-game show, and you're showing the
Are you
dimples.
single? You're not single. Oh, well, get out of here then.
What are
I
we
was
doing?
just going to say, if anybody's got a daughter, he's available, but apparently
So now
he's
we're
not.
Love Island? What are we doing here?
I'm just trying to help
It's a
the kid out.
post-game show. I could have
His
interviewed.
dad has done so many wonderful
I
things
could have
for us.
interviewed a player. You're
Yeah,
in here
you could
showing
have.
the dimples of the interns.
Well, see, it shows like your history of bad decisions.
I think we're being played off at the Oscars. Tom Melly, thanks so much, man. Can't wait till we do it again next year.
Will we?
Tom?
Will we?
Tom? Probably not. That's it for us. We'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.
Blood is in my veins. You got my message in your brain. I'm not the one to go insane, but I'll keep walking to my grave. It's not like I got life. I live a little, 2 times, 3 times. I live a little. God, my mind's insane when you keep messing with my brain. But we've got someone's going crazy. Doesn't happen, baby. Let me out my mind. Can't have another moment in another moment. Running in the wild west. Take me back, you know my love to ever. Time. Don't get me wrong, I'm just a human in this life. I'm not the one to tell you live right, but the saints are gone and the eyes are closed. In the words we speak are the last we'll know. I'm just a human. Don't get me wrong, I'm just a human.